2, 3. Hit it. Trichome Chaser TV is now live. What's up, everybody in the chat? Welcome to the show. Hope you guys got one packed, rolled, flamed, whatever is your flavor. I hope you guys got one because it's going to be a good show tonight.
What's happening? All the Trichome Chasers out there was good. Having a good time on this Saturday. What's happening?
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Good to see you all here. Looks like everybody's
my
starting to roll in.
Acting choppy again. Nice.
So
well, welcome to Trichome Life Grower Stream number 8, you guys. Thank you for rolling in with us and coming to chop up some grow talk with us tonight. I hope you guys are smoking big, and hope everybody's enjoying the Saturday, having a good Saturday, and I hope everybody is ready to talk grow, because we got some things to talk about tonight. So what's going on? Can't wait till it's legal. THC Titan in the building, holding it down on the panel tonight.
Oh, yeah, man. You know how it is. What's up?
Yeah, everything's good over here, man.
Yeah, word. So how's everything been going this week, you guys? How's your week been going?
Yeah, pretty good. Got finally back on the live stream after, missing last week. So good to be back, do another show, get things rolling. Other than that, in my garden, it's really just, I don't know, pretty easy. My breeding tent really isn't going right now. It's just kind of vegging still, so probably wait like 2 weeks to get that flipped over and start making some more seeds. And then, the closet case, that synced up with my main grow, so they're both on like day 42, I think, today. And I'll start flushing probably next week, and I probably won't be able to cut them down to like 70 days, so that's going to be a nice run. Definitely everything will be like extremely mature. And looks like I should pull like a nice yield out of there. Definitely probably my best yield with Gorilla Glue so far. But just kind of letting everything cruise right now and just maintaining what needs to be maintained.
How's that 28-gram cola looking?
Good. It's like behind 3 now, so I can't really see it anymore. So it might be a few of those,
can't see it anymore.
Yeah, it's like when I stand there, I have to like go around and into the front, but I haven't looked at it in a while because of that, because like being blocked by a couple of the other bigger ones. But yeah, it definitely should be a nice one. I definitely want to get that one weighed for sure.
Hell yeah. I can't wait till you fucking cut that shit down and weigh it up. I think you'll get an ounce out of that easy, bro.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be dope.
Word. Yeah, I just been chugging away at the new room, man. I've been getting everything put up. I just went to the hydro shop today, picked up some wall mount fans for both flowering rooms. I picked up a reverse osmosis filter. I forgot the name. I think it's like I forgot the name of it. It's not a hydrologic reverse osmosis filter, but I've heard that it's a lot better than the hydrologic filter. So I'm interested to see how this reverse osmosis filter works for me. I've had a hydrologic before, but I'm open to new and better things. So I'm really loving that I got that RO filter now. But just really can't wait till I get this room done, man. Amazon sent me the wrong light, so I had to reorder the light. So again, I gotta wait for the other light to get here and get the lights in there. I got the carbon filter all set up, doors on, everything's looking good. Just waiting to get the last couple of little finishing pieces for the new room. And I gotta update the other flower garden, man, the 2,000 watt flower garden. I ended up pulling a couple of males out of there this week. I had 8 plants in there originally, so now I'm down to I had 8 in there, or yeah, 8 or 9 or something like that. Yeah, like 8 or 9. But I pulled 3 males out of there. I pulled a Frost Giant male, a Swashbuckler male, and a Vader OG male out of there. I don't know how the hell I missed these males in when they were sexing, but I think it was just like one of those slow to show sex, you know what I'm saying, in each strain, because like they did not show like clear, definite male or female signs. So I was really kind of bummed out about that. But the Vader male, I actually got cut to that, and the Swashbuckler male. So I think I'm gonna keep those and maybe do some pollen chucking or something. So maybe you'll see some breeding coming out of Monster OG's channel, maybe early 2017, maybe. So that might be dope. But y'all gotta update that flower room and update the dark plasma and the skunk beard grow. But the room is almost done, so just been working hard at that, man. And everything else has been going good. I've been having a good week. It's been cold as shit. I got the hoodies made, got the Trichome Chaser hoodies made, so I just been staying warm in my Trichome Chaser hoodie, y'all, because it's cold right now. But other than that, everything's been smooth, man, smooth. How's everything in your garden, Legal? Legal. Can't wait till it's legal.
My bad, bro. I had a stoner moment right there real quick. Yo, my garden doing pretty good, man. My garden doing pretty good, bro. You know, I pretty much pinpointed what my problem was in my flood and drain. I got that pretty much fixed, so everything's going good with that. I started at DWC. I got that HSO Blue Dream, just like I said last week, going in that in a DWC. That's going pretty good. I popped 10 of those PB&Js, which I just can't wait. I can't wait till that's ready, you know, till that starts coming up.
You popped them already?
I've just popped 2 days ago, bro. They went.
That's what's up.
Oh hell yeah, man! I told you, hey, I was on it, man. I what I did was I had some other things that I wanted to do, but I said, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and scratch all that other stuff, and I said I'm gonna run all of my boy Titan seeds, man. I'm gonna run the whole.
Hell yeah.
So I got 10 of them going right now. What I think I'm gonna do, man, is my DWC table, I can actually change that into an ebb and flow. So I'm thinking about putting all 10 of those in the ebb and flow a little bit, you know, when they get a little bit older. Because I'm going to flip what I got going right now on my flood and drain table. I got, I'm going to do 2 more weeks of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip them over to flower. You know, I've been watching Jay Blizz. I mean, yo, shout out to Jay Blizz, 510. For you guys, he's got a series going on right now from seed to weed, you know, beginning to finish, and I'm pretty much mimicking how he did his, you know what I'm saying, as far as how he did the grow and everything. So that, and then I got my flower tent. Everything's going pretty good in the flower tent, and I was looking at the trichomes, and I'm getting amber, and you know, it's cloudy. I got a few clear. I mean, I got more clear than I got cloudy, but, you know, it's starting to go to that percentage to where it's time to go ahead and start that flush. So I'm going to go ahead and start flushing them out tomorrow, you know, and then, you know what happened after that? Chop, chop. And that's what I got going on, man. That's what I got on. I got this venture with Rusty and Silver State Genetics, so I'm working on a few projects for him. Shout out to Rusty Shackelford. Shout out to Silver State Genetics. Yeah, I'm really excited, man. I got 2 good things going on right now between Titan and Silver State, and I'm really excited about what's coming. There's good things coming.
Hell yeah, bro. I feel you, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous that you popped your Square One genetic seeds already.
Why you jealous, man?
Because I've been looking at them every day wanting to pop them, but I have to wait like another 2 weeks.
Why you think that's why I popped them, bro? I was sitting there looking at them like, nah, yeah, nah, yeah. Finally, I was like, fuck it, man. I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop them right now, man.
I swear,
you know.
Nice, man.
That's what's up,
so yeah,
man.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited, bro. I'm really excited, you know, and I'm excited about the, you know, Shout out to Veg Scrog Bloom, my fellow SSG teammate. Shout out to him. I'm excited about the things that go with them. Like I said, right now between Titan, the Trichome Chasers, and Silver State Genetics, man, I'm good, bro. Life is good.
Life is
Life is
good.
good.
Life is good. Can't deny that.
Life is good.
Word. Yeah, I'm definitely anxious to pop these seeds, bro. I think tomorrow I'm gonna order probably 2 3x3 tents. I don't know. I might be able to fit 4x4s in my basement, but like the ceilings are like 80 inches. So I've been looking for tents that are like, you know, probably 76 inches, 77 inches. That way I got like 3 inches to throw that fucking, you know what I'm saying? That outer shell around it, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Because I think I'm gonna pick up 2 3x3 tents and start those square one genetics in those. And also I'm thinking about doing it under LEDs. So a lot of people have been trying to get me to run LEDs for a long time. So it's something that I've been really interested in, and gonna start from the bottom. Really, I'm gonna order some Mars LEDs. They're like $79 on Amazon right now. So I'm gonna order a couple of those and just see what the LEDs are, you know what I'm saying, is all about. And you know, I've seen people have pretty good results using them, and we're gonna see what it's hitting for, basically.
Yeah, the LEDs with those, that's not really going to give you a true representation of what LEDs can do, but it'll give you like a baseline because they're the same kind of technology, you know. But they'll definitely give you a baseline, and it'll probably show you you know, what they can do per watt, you know, compared to a double
Most
ended,
definitely.
you know.
Most definitely. That's basically all I'm really looking for right now. I mean, I've read up on the Spectrum Kings and the Pacific Concept Lighting LEDs and a couple of other ones, and like my brain is like boggled by all of the technology and how fast it advances. It's like twice a year you got new technology on LEDs coming out. So I think by me kind of like starting at the bottom, you know, at the very basic ones, and then getting a grasp on like, because I don't even know what the parts. I see a lot of people are really hip on all of the, you know, the different parts, and you know what I'm saying, like the names to all the different drivers and whatever the fuck else, you know what I'm saying, it takes to run an LED. I don't know about anything about LEDs. I just really never have been interested in LEDs until now, until I've seen a lot of people getting good results with them. You know what I'm saying? So I think me starting at the bottom, it'll kind of give me a chance to learn about everything, and not just like diving into like just grabbing a Spectrum King and then like I don't know about anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear that, but yeah, there's definitely the technologies there for sure in most lights.
I see. Can't wait till it's legal. Didn't you pick up a couple of brand new
I'll tell you
LEDs,
what I
bro?
got going on. What I got is I got 2 300-watt Mars LEDs. I got 1 300-watt Mizai because I wanted to try it out. It's one of the new ones out there. I wanted to try it. So I had all those running in a 4x4. But then I picked up that Kind Plus LED, the Boss LED, the 1200-watt. I'm not going to say I'm blown away, but I'm going to say I'm feeling real good about that light, man. That light covers the whole tent, the whole 4x4. Now I don't. It's said that it should be able to cover a 6x6. I would have to, you know, I don't know. I'm a little skeptical on that one, but that the 4x10, the 4x4 that I got, man, it's got penetration, dude, because it goes all the way through the bottom. And you know me, man, I don't really defoliate a lot of my plants. You know, I like the bushy stuff, but it goes through, man. It literally goes all the way to the bottom. They say that the Kind Plus are a little bit better put together than the Mars Hydro, but McConaughey, no, I'm doing it all the way through, from veg all the way to flower, man. I'm not using HPS or anything else. maybe some CFL lights. But they say the Kind Plus is like, a step up. Now, I like Mars Hydro. They were doing the job, but like Titan said, man, if you want to try to get like a really good idea about LEDs and how well they're going to do with that mixture, I would probably go with a little bit better model, a better maker model.
Well, I'm open to suggestions. I haven't placed my order yet, but you know what I'm saying? That's just what I came up with by myself. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like if you're gonna, if you want to add that to your to what you were showing in your video, I wouldn't put a 300 watt in that though. If you're going to do it, you might as well. If you're going to use Mars, and the Titan might agree, I don't know, but if you're going to use Mars, I would go definitely either go with the reflector series that they have out, or I would go with a bigger size than a 300 because it's not gonna cover what you want it to cover.
In a 3x3 tent.
Oh, a 3x3 tent, you'll be good. I think in a 3x3 tent, you'll be good. But I mean, I've seen your video. You were saying you was thinking about between your HPSs putting a LED up in between that.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, bigger one. Okay, so you're saying in between the two 600s, you would go with a bigger LED in between there.
Or if you get their reflector series, like let's say their 400 reflector series is a lot better than their 600 regular series. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Yeah, I gotta look into that. I'm just writing this down right now because I'm about to look. I'm gonna look it up tomorrow.
Yeah, with LEDs, it's right now where the technology is. It's almost like you're getting exactly what you pay for with the technology because it's new and it's not like traditional high pressure sodium lamps that have been around for years, 2 decades now, where people have had time to duplicate, recreate, and make it better. So the LEDs, they're at that premium where the chip on boards, the cobs, they're the new tech. The Cree cobs specifically, I know there's Citizen cobs as well. Venom Grower actually just did a build out with them. Shout out to him. But right now they're premium components in a way. So there aren't a lot of companies that have kind of copied Cree with their cob build. But now you have Citizen, which is another one that's going to drive the price down if they can duplicate it efficiently. But yeah, you kind of get what you pay for right now in the market. Because there's less competition with premium products right now.
I agree. I'll tell you what I do like about the Mars Hydro, man, about them LEDs. Now, I've been watching Titans. I've watched Titans and yours and everybody in the family. I watch all you guys' video pretty much religiously. What I do like about my LED lights, man, that I got, the frost production is off the chain, man. I sent you guys, some shots in the Hangout. The frost on those bad boys are unexplainable, man. Now when you talk about the natural light ones, with the HPS's Titan, there's a company called Relardo. Relardo has a yellow LED grow light. It says in the description, I believe it says as close to true daylight or close to HPS or something like that. I'm thinking about trying those out. I was talking to Grow 420 the other day in Hangouts. And I forget the gentleman that got broke into up in Michigan. I forget who that was. But they were he was saying that, he helped him out. So he sent him up a 300 watt Relardo.
Yeah. I didn't even, okay.
He sent him up a 300 watt Relardo. So I'm going to wait to see how he does with that.
Excuse me.
Wait to see how he does with that.
Oh, my God.
It's all right, babe. It's all right. It's all right, Miss Can't Wait Till It's Legal. It's all right.
Can't wait to get a cigarette.
Right. But yeah, that was a missus. Sorry about that, fellas. But he said it. So I'm gonna wait to see what's his name, Monster? I think Grandpa or something like that. I think that's what they was talking about with Med Grower 1.
Papa Meds.
Something like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna wait to see how they work in his garden, and then I might look into those, man. Those might not be a bad idea. What you think, Titan? Color the HPS.
Yeah, it might work. The proof is going to be in the pudding, really, because I don't know, just need the testing. There's a lot of lights that have been proven only because they've been used a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
Compared to, I wouldn't really know for sure. I don't really see much with them, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. I'm
gonna wait though. I'm gonna wait and see how it works with this one. What do you think, Monster?
I'm interested in you guys' opinions about them, honestly, because I have my opinion is I'm just interested in seeing the results because I
Yeah.
absolutely, you know what I mean? I know nothing about them. I didn't even know there was a LED that had a same spectrum or light color as high pressure sodium until I seen that video. So I think it'd be interesting. It's just to me, to me, I don't know. I think this is just my viewpoint about LEDs. And, as I learn more about them and I see the results, like I've been watching a few videos that I sent. I know you guys seen that video I sent you in the Hangouts chat the other day. I think those are what the second generation, like spider LEDs or something like that.
Right.
And, they use them on a commercial level. So that in my mind, that's what I think about, about growing with equipment on a commercial level. And I just haven't seen enough results, with LEDs in commercial settings for me to really, indulge in all the information. I'm really learning about spectrums from double-ended high-pressure sodiums and stuff like that, and the new different the bulbs that they're developing for those types of systems. But what I was saying is my mentality as far as LEDs, I think they're good for people who can't really like vent their grow area. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, as I'm seeing more, stuff coming out about LEDs in commercial settings, it's kind of changing my mentality about that. But yeah, I'm interested, man. But I think it's like fuck. That's why I don't like. I've had the Note 4 for damn near 2 years. I don't get a new phone like every 8 months when they come out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I know they came out with 3 more Notes since they came out with mine, and like I'm cool with mine. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the same thing like I think about with LEDs, but you can't really do that. It's just because like the like okay, say if you buy a model for $1,400, right? And then fucking 8 months later, they come out with a whole new model for fucking another, you know what I'm saying, $1,400 or $1,600. You're lacking performance now. Like I'm not lacking performance out of my Note 4 versus getting upgrading to a Note 7. But with an LED, it's different. It's like, okay, now they added like fucking IR and UV and fucking cooler drivers and whatever the fuck else. So like, damn, I gotta invest another 1,600 or maybe even more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just talking about on a fucking like one light level. Think about somebody in a commercial setting where he just invested, $140,000 on lights to put up 140 lights in his fucking, 7,000 or 8,000 square foot warehouse. Like, damn, 8 months later, you got to spend another 160,000 to catch up with the technology. Like, that shit's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. But, I see a couple of people in the chat talking about grow mouses, LEDs, and
you fading out, bro.
No, I was saying I see a couple of people mentioning grow mouses, LEDs in the chat, and I think grow mouse is definitely, he's definitely tapped into something with his DIY LEDs to make it more affordable and to stay up with the current technology in LEDs.
Yeah, I have 3 of his lights that he built for me in my tent, in the Chico's Dank tent, but I can tell you there's better stacking under those lights for sure. Like, no doubt. That's one thing I noticed. Like, they stack a lot tighter. Temperature is not a problem at all. I actually had to turn down the exhaust fan from when I first put them in, so temperature is not an issue. So then you can also get your lights closer because of that, and less HVAC costs, obviously. I think the reason why they're not more popular is the upfront cost. Right now is just too much, and the community usually is like a monkey see, monkey do kind of community, you know what I mean? Whereas, you see people doing really good with these lights, this oil, these nutrients, and then you try it yourself because you're like, holy shit, how are the Jungle Boys growing these, 7-foot plants and getting over 3 pounds of light, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just somebody just needs to tell everyone how great they are, and I think it's slowly but surely coming along.
Yeah, I'm paying attention. I'm definitely paying attention to the, innovations and stuff like that that are going on with the LEDs. I just need to get more up to date with the actual, you know, um, knowledge about LEDs, like a breakdown. Like I know how a high pressure sodium works. I know the parts that, I can
Right.
build a high pressure sodium from scratch, like online. I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? LEDs, I can't do that. So I need to get hip on, what it takes to run one and build them. Because if it
You're,
is more cost efficient to run, do a DIY,
yeah,
you
you're
can
fading
have.
out.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got
Can
you.
you? All right. No, I was just saying, if it pays to, have the knowledge to make a DIY LED that keeps you with the current technology level, then, that's definitely something I'm interested in, because I'm not interested in shelling out, $1,600 a light every 8 months.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're still just gonna work just as good. They're just not gonna be up on the other technology. You're still gonna get, the same kind of, product from it. Just because there's a better light supposedly doesn't mean that your light's gonna work any less as good. So you really don't have to upgrade. But I think right now is the time to do it. And if you can build a high pressure sodium light yourself, you definitely can do a DIY cob build yourself, because now they have the kits that they're kind of just like plug and play, and you don't even have to solder anything. And yeah, you can definitely put some together. If you go to like northernlights.com, that's one they have like DIY build kits, and it's basically just screw in and plug in and mount it to whatever bracket you want to mount it to, and then you're good to go.
That's dope. Yeah, hopefully,
But
hopefully, Grow Mouse comes out with something like that.
yeah, I think he's working on it. You know what I mean? I think things are just going slow with all these other obligations he has right now with his property and all that. And, he obviously has the live stream to attend as well, like us, which does take a little bit of time. But yeah, I think it's something he's working on. I know he had a blueprint of the bracket from mine that he might release, but that's about the last I heard on his. So,
Yeah, LEDs, man, is
but
definitely
yeah,
quite a an expansive topic, man. I guess, we can talk about LEDs for days.
right.
But I'm not gonna bore people with LEDs because I don't know shit about them. But
All
I
right.
think we did have some other good topics that we wanted to get into tonight. Especially since Can't Wait Till It's Legal went ahead and started germinating his seeds. I guess we'll go into, a topic about germination of seeds, and just the different methods that we use, and you know. So I think, Titan, didn't you want to lead this topic off tonight, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, this is my topic. I got I'm just joking. I think I got this one. No, but yeah, germinating seeds right now. Like Monster said, we're kind of doing a little bit, in the Trichome Chaser community. Me and Can't Wait. We have some beans popped. There's definitely different ways to go about it. None is really technically right. You know what I mean? There's definitely a lot of ways, but some work better than others for whatever reasons. But yeah, I have some peanut butter cookies going myself. I popped a whole bunch, and I did like, two different kind of germination methods. I went um, straight into rock wool, and I went paper towel and then soil. But I just want to say that I like the rock wool the best because they popped out of that so quick. But
What? Nice.
some of you might not even know like germination. It could be a new word to some of you guys, but germination is just the actual process of seeds developing into new plants. And what triggers germination is mainly water. Water gets in through that outer husk cell, gets absorbed by the embryo, and then it expands like a sponge. imbibition, that process, it expands like a sponge and breaks through the seed husk, puts down its taproot, and then focuses on new shoots to start photosynthesis, hopefully for it, if it can make it out. But really what's needed for me, I've found for popping seeds is a little bit of a warmer temperature. Never can I just sit it out, in open air. That has never worked well for me. I usually like something around like 74 degrees. It's not something that I monitor closely, really. It's just I want, whatever's comfortable for me is usually when they tend to pop the best or a little bit warmer.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously water. You definitely need water to germinate seeds because that's one of the main elements that starts off the whole entire process of germinating.
You mean I can't pop them with some soda? I thought I could just pour some Coca-Cola in there and, the
some
seeds.
CO2 water. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So basically, I just usually put them in straight to soil. If I can, I'll soak them for 24 hours. Nothing more than that. Anything more than that, and then you're likely choking off the air to the taproot because once it pops out, it wants to immediately get air and water. Those two things to help it expend its energy to break through whatever medium it's in. But yeah, rockwool worked out really, really great for me this time. I was definitely surprised going in straight rockwool. They're like a day or two ahead, and a day or two in seed life is definitely worth the time to do it. But yeah, I was just wondering how you guys, do yours typically, or how you would ideally like to do your germination.
What about you, Legal?
All right. I was talking to Frosty, man. My bad. Yeah, my methods that I do is pretty much. I talked to you guys earlier today. Well, I think it was a couple of days ago when I was talking to you guys about popping the PB&J, asking if I should do go straight to soil, and both of you guys said yeah. And Marshall, you said you had great success going straight to soil. So what I did was I went in the rapid rooter style. Normally, what I do though is I soak it for about no longer than 14 hours. Then I put it in a paper towel. Normally, man, lately I've been having pretty good success with and in 24 hours I usually have tap roots. In about 24, maybe 28 hours at the most, I usually have tap roots. And lately I've probably lost, out of the last 40 that I popped, I probably lost at the germination stage, maybe five out of 40. So, but what I do is I put it in one of those propagation trays. I put a heating pad underneath the bottom of it, and then I take some type of material where light can't bleed through it, keep them wet, and just let that sit, man. And like I said, usually 24 to 28 hours, man. I got tails.
Word. Yeah, I've done them that way too, bro. Like, one way I think I haven't done them is in the rockwool. Like, I have, but it's been a long ass time. I think that was like one of the very first ways I ever tried to crack seeds, probably like over 10 years ago.
Right.
But I haven't done that in a long time. But like one of my surefire ways is like I told you, is just directly into the medium that you're gonna grow in, whether it's cocoa, pro mix, whatever, organic soil. It's just at the end of the day, it's just to put the seed in the soil and just let it do its own thing. Keep it moist, keep it warm, and that's about all you have to do at the end of the day. But you can do anything from little different seed soaks. Like I like to do some seaweed soaks and kelp soaks, and I've done like a Super Thrive mixture. I've mixed up Super Thrive in the water before. I've done B52 before. Done a lot of different like ways of cracking seeds, and they all seem to work. I don't think I've noticed too much difference as far as like the time that the seeds take to sprout. You know what I'm saying? They all seem to sprout within 12 to 24 hours.
So, fellas,
What's Gucci?
What's going down?
Fuck else,
But other than that, I think pretty much as long as you just don't overdo it. I think that's the main thing when it comes to seeds. I think that as long as you're not, messing with them too much or one thing that I have seen that I think that messes up a lot of people's seeds is too much moisture. I think the seeds can get like waterlogged. And I've seen this a lot when people do like the paper towel method, and they'll put like a Tupperware, they'll put like a paper towel inside of the Tupperware, and they'll just put like too much water inside of that Tupperware, and it like waterlogs the seed. You know what I'm saying? And it causes it not to sprout basically, or it'll kill itself or whatever, probably from lack of oxygen or something like that. But I think as long as you just don't do that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you haven't seen a difference at all with trying like different methods.
No,
It's
bro.
just all the
Honestly,
same.
I haven't. Honestly, maybe it does something to the actual plant itself. But as far as like germination, no, I haven't seen any difference. They all seem to crack like within 12 to 24 hours.
Okay, because with me, my peanut butter and jelly cross, it has like really thick seed like outside holes, so I had to make sure they were in a little bit of a warmer temperature in order for them to germinate like as fast or on track with the peanut butter cookies. Because that thing, when I just put that in a damn towel, that's a popped out quick.
Right.
24
Yeah,
hours, and they're like really long.
I was tripping
taproots
out when I
already.
seen that video. That was crazy compared to all the other seeds. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then those had like fucking 2 to 4 inch long tails and shit. That was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. So,
But I think
my,
that's just strain dependent.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't do anything different with those seeds, did you?
No, all the same. You know, I think it has like just a thicker outer shell because they're a bigger seed, whereas the peanut butter cookies, they're a smaller seed and they weren't as dark. So I think like their outer husk was a lot weaker, in order for water to penetrate it. Whereas the other ones, the raspberry, the PB&J, her seeds are like dark and big. You know what I mean, compared to everything
Right.
else.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a good point to think about because um just thinking like, if you were to hold on to some seeds like that have those like thicker outer shells, would those seeds be harder to germinate after a certain amount of time than a seed with a thinner shell? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I would think so. I think it would only harden more and lose its
right.
bigger even more. You know what I mean? So, but I know you can like scarify like the outside of the seed. I have never tried it with like a little box and then some sandpaper inside. And just shake it, and then that'll help scarify like the outside of the seed just very quickly or very lightly over like I don't know. I wouldn't do anything more than like 10 shakes to scar the outside of it because it's not going to take much in order for water to penetrate like the outer husk. Because when I was going through my seeds and taking them out of the buds, I noticed that like the tiger striping is like almost a whole nother layer to the seed. It's like a whole nother protective casing, and it will come off if the seed is a little wet. So I think that tiger stripe ones might have a direct impact, crossover to ones that might be harder to pop because like an extra like layer, like epidermis layer on the seed. So
Right.
just something that I've noticed.
Nah, for sure. I've noticed that as well.
Have you done anything to help germinate seeds that are hard to germinate? Like how long?
Um,
What's the longest you ever had to wait for a seed to pop?
the longest that I've ever had to wait, I would say maybe the whole like fucking 7 days. Maybe like the whole 7 days, but maybe I don't know if it was the seeds. Maybe it was just the like environment. That's what I always think. Like, if your environment isn't right for germination, then you're gonna have a harder time germinating seeds.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
warmth helps a lot. I've
For
noticed.
sure.
Definitely
For
any
sure.
kind of warmth, but you definitely
Yeah, I
don't want to go
think
too hot.
usually after about 4 or 5 days, I'm getting rid of beans if they're not popping.
Yeah, I'm almost the same way. I start freaking out. Like, what the hell is wrong? Like, I start panicking a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm like, what should I do?
Yeah, most definitely. I didn't mean to be rude, guys. What's up, Medical Michiana and DC Farmer? Welcome back to the panel, guys. Thanks for
What's
coming
up,
in.
man?
And
Thanks for having us.
yeah, I just looked down and seen all three. You,
What's up?
Frosty, and Michiana have popped in. What's up,
Yeah,
fellas? What's going
what's
down?
up? We snuck in the back door.
Hey,
That's
fellas,
what's
I'll
up.
be right back.
Thanks for coming through and holding it down with us tonight, y'all, man. So yeah, as you heard, we're talking about like seed germination and stuff like that. So why don't you guys kind of share your methods of germination or your experience of germination, and maybe some things to don't do. Give us some tips of things not to do as well, maybe.
Well, I can tell you what we do is we use I don't know, it's probably like a 1 or 2 cup like a plastic container, and I take one layer of paper towel and I rip it so it fits in the bottom of that container, and I take my spray bottle and I spray it 4 times, and that's about the right amount of water, and then I throw my beans on top of that, and then I take 2 layers of paper towel that fit on top of them, and I lay that on top of the beans, and I spray it another 4 times, and then I tuck around the paper towel and I put the lid on, and then I set that on top of the light, and usually 48 to 72 hours later, I throw them beans in the dirt. So that's what I do. No more than those sprays of water, though. I don't ever add extra water, so there's not too much. It works perfect every time.
Word. So that's kind of like a simple method that kind of like a fail safe method at the end of the day.
Yeah, we've never had any problems. I take the container and I set them right on top of the light, right in the grow room.
Yeah, that warmth definitely helps.
Yeah.
Sure. But I know that I definitely heard that the warmth the more heat that you have will lead to a higher male to female ratio. It won't give you exactly what you're looking for. You'll get more males if you have a higher temp. I haven't really done any kind of like study on it for sure, but I don't know. What kind of ratios are you getting out of there for maybe male to female? Are you like getting 50-50 or higher female or higher male?
I think it all depends on the beans themselves. I know you don't want to get them too hot while you're trying to germinate them, because then it seems like they're not real, I don't know, vigilant, I guess, when they come out of the bean. But on top of our lights, they're not too hot in there. It's probably 80 some degrees. They're just barely warm to the touch. We got fresh air running through the lights, and I think it's just warm enough in our environment anyway, our situation, that it works out perfect. An LED light would be a good spot to set them too, up on top where it's not too hot.
Right. Yeah. And typically, like when you go to cull your males, what kind of ratio? Do you get a lot of females or typically?
I mean, here we pull mostly clones here, but
Okay.
I mean, for seed wise, we're just happy with what we come up with. It's usually pretty good depending on the beans and where we got them from.
Yeah,
that's
because yeah, go ahead.
yeah. I usually stick to strictly clones. My whole first year, I did nothing but clones. I did one small batch of testers, but I popped them about the same way, paper towel in a bag.
Yeah, the first plants we ever received years ago were clones, and we grew clones for years. And actually, the first time we popped some new beans, we had one Hermie and bean up our whole garden, and that pissed me off. So we've been pretty careful after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know that the seed sex is determined not until like 2 weeks in the flower. That the plant doesn't even know what it wants to be until that, or not flower, sorry, veg until it has like 3 sets of true leaves. It doesn't know what it is until around that point, and it's the environmental factors that impact whether or not you're going to get a male or a female. Because Dutch Fashion, they did a study on it extensively over environments and their own and their seeds. Dutch Fashion did a study in like 1990 something, 93, 95, around that time with male to female ratios. They were trying to get theirs higher, and they got to the point where they were getting 100% female seeds from the regular seeds because they got the environmental factors down to a science. And each
That's
little
awesome.
stage of germination and veg was dictated by certain ratios of nutrients, lighting intensity, lighting spectrum, and germination temperature. But they finally got that down to science so that they would get 100% female from regular seeds.
That's crazy. That's crazy because I seen a guy. I don't know if this was on YouTube, and I'm actually on Google trying to find this up right now while you're talking about this Titan. But he took macro photos of seeds, of thousands of seeds, and he was like an outdoor breeder. And he said that he could determine the sex of the seed by the I don't know exactly what the part is called. It's the little circle on the bottom of the seed.
Yeah, the impression has like
The impression
or not.
exactly. He said he could determine the sex of the seed based on you know the impression, you know, the size or I don't know, maybe it was the look or something. I'm trying to find this study because I remember seeing pictures of like fucking thousands of seeds.
Yeah,
Like
but
macro pictures.
yeah, it's false. It's not true because if you look at feminized seeds, they won't have that same kind of um, look to them. It won't be the same. You won't be able to distinguish. The reason why feminized seeds are feminized is because they both have two of the same chromosome. They don't have the X and
Right.
Y chromosome like they would get from a male cannabis plant. They only have one chromosome, so they're feminized, and that's why feminized seeds are feminized because it's getting female pollen uh, initially, so it doesn't have a chance to be male or female. It's forced to be a female, but they don't have that same impression or not. I don't know what it is, but it's not the same. Yeah, it doesn't dictate your sex from seed. I know. There's like old books. I don't know if it was from hemp or what, but that's where it first started from. Was the print in the older book showing how to determine your seed sex. I don't know if it was.
Is that what it was? You seen that same study too?
Yeah, it had like a old. Yeah, it was like an older diagram.
Yeah, that
I
might
think
have.
that's
Yep,
where it
that might
started
have been it.
But I personally don't believe it. I mean, I guess I haven't looked enough to try it. I mean,
Yeah, you know
I
me, I was skeptical as soon as. That's why I started looking into it more because I was skeptical.
right. Yeah, it might be something for me to try since I have a good amount of seeds, that I can run through maybe in the future. I didn't do it this round, but yeah, it definitely piques your curiosity. But I don't know. I don't know if he says he got 100% female or not, the guy you're talking about, but yeah, I don't see it as true, but it's definitely something to look into, I guess, and maybe try out.
Yeah, right. Document all your seeds. That'll take up
Right.
some fucking hard drive space.
Because I would think if it was true, why wouldn't like Rare Dankness, like one of the bigger, seed companies out right now as far as their reinvestment into their company, they have like so many seeds, like hundreds of thousands, and why wouldn't they be using that technique if they knew it was true? And same with Greenhouse, but instead they make feminized seeds. That's the only reason why feminized seeds, exist is to ensure a female. I would think that those guys would probably picked it up by now, you know what I mean? Because they're all, pretty smart and they have a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, it seems like it would take a lot of fucking work too to keep track
Right.
of every single seed and like the detail in it. Right.
Yeah, but if you can provide feminized seeds without the tendency of a hermaphrodite, then I think it would be worth it. Just have a
But
better,
then, like,
superior product.
then half of your seeds you make are going to be like nobody wants them. Nobody wants male seed.
Right. Well, then they're going to pay a premium for female.
Right, for natural feminized seeds. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hand selected. Yeah. But yeah, that would be awesome. I don't know. I just can't say for sure.
You know, it really did interesting. Like I remember.
What's that?
Hey, I just want to throw out here, guys, a shout out to Thor's Buds. Make sure you guys, if anybody gets time, go check his channel out. You got some good content on there right now, some LED action.
Yeah, I've never seen his channel.
What's the
Maybe
He's
I
only,
have.
he's only
Wait, maybe I have.
32 subscribers, bro, but he's got some pretty impressive shit popping right now.
I think maybe I have. Maybe I've seen him comment on a couple of my videos.
what's the difference in quality in plants from the feminized seed to the regular seeds?
What do you mean by difference of quality? Like the plant itself,
Yeah.
or the pollen? It's
The plants themselves, how they grow, structure, are they the same? I mean, are they the same pheno, same situation?
yeah. I popped a couple of packs of feminized seeds. My very first grow, very first true grow was Pineapple Express, and they were feminized. And I don't know. I love that strain. I had nothing bad to say about it. Didn't seem like it grew any worse. It was definitely some of the best smelling weed I ever smelled in my life. Um, yeah, it grew. I don't have anything bad to say about them except for the fact that they're kind of screwing up the gene pool because they're only populating it with, one chromosome. And I don't know. I believe that it should be as pure as possible at this point because of what's going to happen in the future with all the crossbreeding with it going legal. But I don't know, I guess that's just an old view. But I've seen great things from feminized seeds, really, in all honesty.
So what would happen if you bred with a feminized seed, with a with a feminized female? If you bred that with a male?
Yeah, that's fine because a lot of the stuff we have was from feminized seed, like Gorilla Glue, Girl Scout cookies. They're all believed to be S1s, are hermaphrodite. Only one chromosome feminized seed. So a lot of that has been okay with breeding, but I know cherry pie. If you breed with cherry pie, that's very, very susceptible to going hermaphrodite because I've seen a guy on Instagram. I forgot what his name, but I screenshotted his photo, like Dairyland Farms, I think, and he ran a 10-pack of exotic genetics cherry cream pie and had like 6 go hermaphrodite on him and like totally fucked up his whole rotation. But he had like over half the pack turn hermaphrodite in flower because the cherry pie passes down that hermaphrodite gene in most crosses. So I think you're only opening yourself up for possible failure if you choose to make feminized seed. But
Yeah, maybe that's why the breeders get so mad about that shit.
Right. And,
OG used to be the same thing. Didn't they used to, I remember they used to put disclaimers on shit that had OG in it to let you know like this is Hermie prone. This is prone to go hermaphrodite.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of strains now because we are popping like, people get a backseat and they pop that shit like, right away. They're like eager. They're like, oh shit, I have cookies or I have Gorilla Glue now. I have this elite cut where I don't have access to anything like that in my area, and then they pop in and spread it out, and then it kind of, eventually helps pollute everything a little bit. And I don't know, I'm not saying my breeding's pure at all. I have Hermie tendency strains in my tent, the Girl Scout cookies. I'm worried about that one. That's why I'm personally running that one myself.
But no, that's just the era we live in, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the strains we have access to. Like we don't have access to like fucking land race genetics anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'd love to get like an old Mexican sativa or a Colombian gold. You know what I mean? I'd love to get, like a 10-pack of that, but the stuff that I see online, I don't even know if it's even authentic, and I'm not gonna trust it unless I see it,
Yeah,
come out of
exactly.
like a brick or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I want the real thing.
For sure.
But
So
yeah, we can move into like, I don't know, like a little something that kind of ties into the germination, and as far as increasing your female to male ratio is like environment in like the first 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
well, yeah, this is kind of something that I kind of wanted to talk about with you guys and kind of get, everybody's opinions and kind of how their methods are. So like after the germination cycle, what I like to do is like a 24-hour light schedule. But I've read about a lot of different ways to veg your plants to, kind of guarantee, or not guarantee, but like ensure a higher female to male ratio. And I've heard like light schedules and temperature, humidity, all of this play a role in that. So I guess we'll just kind of go around and then we'll just kind of like get a census of how everybody does, their, after their germination cycle. And then I kind of want to see what are your experiences like with males? Because I know a lot of people get like a closer to a 50-50 ratio, but I know other people get, a higher female to male ratio than that. So I kind of want to like kind of correlate everybody's methods for after the germination, and then kind of see if any way if that like has an effect on the female to male ratio that that we all get. So why don't we just start at the top of the line and we'll just go down from there. So whoever's first in line, I think we got Can't Wait Till It's Legal first in line.
Yeah.
Hey, yes, sir. That's fine. That's cool. So, like I already explained how I do my germination, but what I do, I go 24 hours. I go 24 hours once they pop through, I go 24 hours of light. Usually, I do that in the CFL. I usually do it in the soft light. So even though that does put off a lot of heat, but it also helps in that dome because it helps keep that dome pretty warm, is what I found out. After I do 24 hours, that's first day of veg. And they're big enough where I can give them over 3/4 strength, or some of them even are at the point where I give them full strength nutrients.
Okay, so you're at 24 hours, and okay, so what's about your average female to male ratio?
All right, well, the last one, I popped 15 out of the last one.
Uh-huh.
I popped 15 out of my last one that's in the flower tent right now, and I had 10 females.
Okay, so you're about 75% female, 25% male.
Yeah, I guess that would be what is it, 10 out of 15? You're asking me to use my head right now. Hold on.
Somewhere in that area.
Yeah, you figure out of 15. Like I said, out of 15, I had 10. So you're looking at
66%.
Thirds, about 2/3, about 66%.
Okay, somewhere in that area. So more so on the closer to the 50% side.
Oh yeah, over the 50%. Yeah. My first grow, every last one of them that I popped was a female, and I had 6. And those are bag seeds. I don't know if bag seeds play a big thing. Plays a big thing in it. But out of all 6 of those that I grew, all 6 were females. Each one of them.
Well, I guess if the seeds are not predetermined male and female, if the actual plant doesn't know what sex is going to be until a few weeks into its life, then I guess bag seeds really wouldn't make a difference, right?
I don't know, because is it true to say that if you got the bag seeds, maybe you have a higher chance than regular seeds for Hermy issues? Pretty much a nanner or Hermy itself?
I would think most definitely. I would think most of those seasons you're probably going to get a lot of males and probably a few hermaphrodites.
For that theory, then it would probably
But
be
that's just
safe
my
to say
theory.
that. And even if you go off, I kind of agree with you. I mean, if we go off of that theory, you know, it might be safe to say, or you might have some type of you know, credit to say that the plant pretty much doesn't know what sex is going to be.
But
You know, so that means, you know, pretty much you could have anything to cause it to flip either way. Like, you know, if you got light leaks or anything that cause anything to hermy, you know what I'm saying?
but I guess it just depends on the type of bag seed, because just because it's bag seed doesn't mean it's hermaphrodite, right?
Right.
It
Right.
could have been pollinated by something else too. So
Right.
You're true. And not only that, sometimes I think it was you that told me that sometimes those bag seeds be those genetics, be those crosses that be, you know, be new crosses, you know, and it could be for that simple reason that something got cross-pollinated that they didn't want to get cross-pollinated, you know what I mean?
right, okay, so basically, I don't want to kind of like go kind of off too far off track, but what I'm trying to kind of get an idea of is the environment. You know, your lighting schedule, your temperature, your humidity. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you said most of the time you were growing from bag seed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of
Humidity, when I ran through veg, I run my humidity high in veg. Usually a lot of times my humidity is up to 75, 80%. I usually don't really sweat the humidity too much when I'm vegging. As soon as, like I said, as soon as the 30 days is over, they go into an 18-6 light cycle. I kept the temperature pretty much at like 78, between 78 and 82 degrees. I use RO water. Like I said, I use days they either get 3/4 strength newts or they get fulls, just depending on the plant. Really, you know, read your plants, and you know that can tell you how much nutrients you really have to give them. You know, because you can always back off as long as you don't burn them too bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's usually the environment that they're in. You know, I grow in a tent, so it's pretty much sealed. You know, I would say 75 at the time is sealed. You know what I mean? I had a 4-inch. I was blowing cooler air into the tent. Going into, but you know, that's just a type of. I guess you can almost say it was more of a tropical environment, almost, with the way I kept my heat and humidity.
Yeah, it sounds pretty close to tropical, but yeah, definitely the higher humidity will help you get, I think, higher female ratio is what it is. So it's a little
that's
bit higher
something else I was trying to right. So I think as well the higher humidity, you know what I'm saying, kind of plays a role in your female to male ratio.
Yeah, I think it
But
all
I'm
comes down
interested
to
in, you know, the
stress.
rest word.
Yeah, in my room, when I had like my best male to female ratio was in when I was growing in a basement, like a small 4x4 and then a 2x2 next to it, just like when I was first starting out, and it was humid down there. It was always pretty cool, and my bedroom always ran at like 77 degrees all the time, and at that time I was popping a lot of seeds trying to find legit genetics, and I had like a higher humidity and 70% in veg, so I had no extraction in there. Um, it was lit up by like a small 400-watt ceramic metal halide, so it had like a really nice blue spectrum. And I was growing it in cocoa, so nice aerated medium, and that's when I had my best female to male ratio. Was at that time I would get like 9 out of 10 consistently over like 4 or 5 packs, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 all the time at that point. And yeah, I think really that environment, the perfect temperature, the perfect lighting spectrum, and the perfect humidity help reduce the stress on the plant, so it is more likely to be female for me. But if I had to pick, like nitpick at like a perfect environment, I would say something around 74 to 78 degrees, a blue light, a good aerated medium, and higher humidity up into 65 to 70 consistently, and an 18-6 light cycle. Nothing over that, you can even creep down maybe even lower than that and maybe allow help bump up the female ratio. But yeah, that's what I would look at. It's like ideal if you want to make sure you want to get females.
What about you, Frosty? Have you noticed anything? How many different strains have you popped from seed, bro?
My first round did bag seed. I think I popped like 12 of them. I ran that as my experiment closet, and they were just mixed bag seed. And then I just popped some Dream 13 from Silver State Genetics. They're looking pretty good right now. They're probably on like week 3 since they popped out the bean.
What is
So how many different?
Yeah.
Right.
What's the environment in there? I'm just curious so we know.
I'm
Maybe
like 68% humidity at 75 degrees, and the humidity, or they don't drop about 5 degrees at night.
Yeah, that'll be cool. You should get a good amount of females, definitely.
Yeah, I had one of them that's drinking extra heavy because I watered them last night. I went in there this morning. There was one literally whelped over completely dry. The rest of them were still all soaked. So that one just like got real thirsty overnight.
Yeah, tag that one. I bet you that one's gonna end up being your male.
Right. Yeah. No, I was gonna say it's probably gonna
tag it.
got stressed, but
Yeah, I'll just be curious to know.
I had the one seed that was like a twin. It had a twin pack in there.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Hold up a second.
A twin seedling came out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
He gave me 6 seeds. This is what they're looking like. I don't know if you guys can see my feed. Yeah, I think it's this little guy right here was my twin. Right there.
Did it kill the other one off?
No, it's still alive. I don't know which one it is. I got it written on the cup.
Oh,
yeah, this is my big girl right here. She's the biggest one out of them all. She was the one that was limped over today.
So what about you, Michiana? What's your kind of like after your germination kind of cycle like?
After germination, we put them under T5s. Everything just goes in the bedroom. We run 24. Our bedroom runs 24 hours, so everything's 24 from beans or clones all the way through all veg. It runs about 75 degrees, probably 75 to 80.
And what about your female to male ratio? Have you noticed any kind of like
well, we've only had a few males ever. So the very first time we planted some beans, they were bag beans. It was 4 or 5 beans, and we had, I think, 2 males. Another time we popped like 10 beans. We got all 10 females. Another time we popped some beans. We got all females. And this time, I don't know yet. Right now we got those 6 dark plasmas and 6 java pies, and none of them have sexed yet. So I guess I'll give an update after we find out what we got in there.
My dark plasmas, that was probably that and the skunk beers that I just popped, and those were animal cookies crossed with the alien rift. And those 2 strains, I probably had my highest male ratio out of probably any strain I've ever popped before. I had just about a 50% ratio on the skunk beards, and I only got 2 females out of the dark plasmas, or excuse me, out of the dark helmets. And I had about 8 males in that pack of seeds. And the reason why I'm kind of asking you guys about all of these questions, and DC Pharma, I definitely didn't forget about you, bro. But I just kind of want to like get an idea of everybody's environment and their kind of like their cycle, and then correlate that with the male to female ratio of the seeds. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, like what Titan was saying, it has like a direct effect on the, your female to male ratio. And I wonder if anybody has ever popped a pack of 10 seeds and got like 10 males. Like, I wonder if that's ever happened. Yeah, and why that happened. You know what I'm saying?
That would be some shitty ass luck. That would be unfortunate.
That,
I wouldn't know what to do with my life. I would be
but
crying, man.
but I think that'd be a good, learning experience for that could teach a lot of people about things. Like I think it'd be a good um and I definitely like I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, I kind of would want like I want to see that, you know what I'm saying, happen, but I definitely don't want it to happen to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm interested to see like what would make that happen. You know what I'm saying? But DC Farmer, why don't you tell us about your germination and your after germination kind of cycle and how you do things, and if you've noticed anything as far as female to male ratios and environment and stuff like that. Why don't you give us your take on that, bro?
First, let me tell you, if that does happen, you go play the lotto.
I know, right?
Yeah, but I mean, as far as after germination, man, I don't know. I think everything's a roll of the dice, man. Because when I popped my seeds, which I did plenty of, all at one
Uh-huh.
time, I had to do about 80 at least.
Wow.
So 10, I did the old method, water for 24 hours. Then after that, paper towel, then
Hmm.
dropped it in the soil. Um,
Okay.
so 10 didn't come back for me from that. So I still had a few seeds. That's when the Smurf berries came in because I already had ran that. So I'll say, okay, I'm gonna run it again then. Um, the green crack. And what I did with that was just dropped it straight in the soil. I mean, and
Okay.
they all popped. I mean, they all came back. So this is
Okay.
why I go back to say I think this is all rolling the dice. Now the same thing with the environment and my space. When all my flowers grew out, my germ I had about 60-40 ratio females,
Okay.
Um, everything was working fine. Everything still is working fine, So to me, it's all the roll of the dice. And then after I popped those seeds, a buddy of mine, you know what I'm saying? Hey DC, can you pop these seeds for me, right? I popped the seeds for him, dropped them in the soil, see what happened, right? Since I had a good experience that time. They all came up. Now his ratio to females was a whole lot better than mine, but they was in the same environment. I didn't do nothing different, nothing special. So, to me, it's all a roll of the dice. And these are all regular seeds that I'm popping, So, your luck.
So do you pay attention at all? Are you like technical or anal about, temperature, humidity, or anything like that? And you said you're on 24-hour light cycle, right?
No, I don't do 24 hours.
Oh, you
I
do
mean,
18/6?
yeah, I do 18/6 and then go to straight 12/12. But I believe, ain't nothing in nature really 24. You ain't getting nowhere, no sun 24 hours unless you live in Alaska somewhere or something
Hmm.
like that. I don't know. But
Okay,
just me,
word.
I do pay attention to my environment. I am kind of anal. I get upset when shit don't go right, just like anybody else. But I try to stay on top of the problem as much as I can. But as any gardener knows, things comes up and you can't ignore it. You gotta deal with the situation head on. But as
Most
far as
definitely.
as far as seeds goes, trying to determine how many females you're gonna get, males you're gonna get. To me personally, my opinion, it's a roll of the dice, unless you buying feminine seeds.
So you don't think you could build like a perfect environment to where, you know what I'm saying, especially if you were concerned about like female
Yeah,
to male.
but it's like saying a perfect environment, then we wouldn't exist. There won't be no males in the world.
Right, right.
So the male flower also has its place in the cannabis industry as well. Like a lot of people don't like them. I understand, but if you are breeding genetics, I think you would want some solid males, and these where the regular seeds come into play as well. You don't really want genetics that been played with too much. That's just my opinion.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I think that the regular seeds are definitely better to start. I don't know any kind of project with, but a lot of the elite clone onlys are from feminized seeds. Yeah.
So what if, excuse me. So what if you weren't breeding? When you were just a small, I think what Prop 64 passed, and that allows you to have what 6 plants now, right? So what about for those patients or recreational users, who could only have 6 plants, and they may not want to go and get female seeds, but they want to, get good genetics, but they want to kind of, be a little anal. What do you guys think about, building the perfect environment to kind of like to coax that female ratio to become, higher than, if you weren't paying attention to these variables like temperature, humidity, and stuff like that? What do you guys think about that?
Well, I mean, real quick on that note is my opinion on environment. It should be perfect. You should want it perfect, but just for the flower itself, just not necessarily just to get a higher yield female, but just for you're giving your plant the most potential of survival. The highest potential in a perfect environment to give you the best yield possible, the best potent smoke possible, or whatever. Having a perfect environment is just important all the way around the board.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah, I wish I could build a perfect environment, but I mean, I probably could, but on an extremely small scale, and it's not really, at this point, I guess, not really worth it. I don't really mind finding a couple males here and there at this point in my growing career. I actually look forward to finding them now. I definitely want to, select another male for my line and then work that one further. But I think it would be maybe too hard for like a smaller grower because there's going to be a lot of equipment that might be involved to keep everything where it should be at all times because we all know we can hit the imperfect environment for 4 hours a day, usually no problem. It's just once get to the middle of the day, the end of the day, the room's a little bit warmer, the light's been running longer, humidity is a little bit higher, maybe you don't have the perfect extraction. So I think it might be too hard to do something like that, on a smaller scale. So for somebody that has like 6 plants, but for like these bigger companies, like the study that Dutch Passion did, it's no problem. They have the money to invest into things like that, and actually getting a higher female ratio might be beneficial to them at a certain point, whether they're looking for a male or a female. They can influence them that way. But if you have the money and the time, I definitely think it would be awesome if you could build the perfect grow space. Maybe we'll leave that one up to you, Monster, with your new build out.
That'll be dope, right? But I think it's interesting though, bro, because I'm always like when I pop a pack of seeds and those seedlings get to about the point where they're about to start sexing, like I start looking at the individual plants, and then I kind of like, even before then, like when I look at the seeds, like I'm always thinking in my head, okay, about half of these are going to be boys. But what if it wasn't so hard to, like, if it was just a couple of variables, if it was just temperature to keep it in a certain range, maybe if it was from 74 to 76 and a humidity in a certain range, and that could guarantee you a higher female to male ratio.
Yeah, for sure, I agree.
Because I think like what we learned from going down the line and kind of and everybody kind of letting us know that there's nothing too really different than from setup to setup, other than altitude, fucking latitude, longitude, shit like that. But other than that, temperature, humidity, light cycle, all of that pretty much is in the same range, but our results are so much different.
Yeah, right. What did you run? What light cycle did you run when you had your last run that you just X out, the skunk beard and the
I'm I'm always on 24 hours. I only really cut down light cycle right before I start going into flowering, like a few weeks before I go into flowering, I'll start cutting the lights back. But I'm always on 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm usually on 18.6 or 24. I never go 24, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see, the last seeds that I popped really were the peanut butter breath, and we got I don't know. We like a couple of the seeds died, and I think we got only a 50% ratio on that. So yeah, nothing too terribly good. So I
So
don't know.
that's what brings the question into my head. Like, is it fucking predetermined already in the seed? You know what I'm saying? Or is it environment? Is it something that, that the grower has a hand in instead of it just being up to the plant? And if it is, something that the grower has a hand in, what can we do to improve on that so we can, maybe get higher female to male ratios or, guarantee that or even just to test it and just to see if it works. I think that'd be interesting.
It would be nice to find out because you're starting to freak me out about my beans downstairs.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying right now.
I don't need any males. So if I find some, you guys can have them.
Okay.
But how do you feel about female seeds? Do you buy female seeds?
No, we buy regular
See
seed.
that? See, that's what I mean. I think if we had a couple of good tips, or if we could kind of correlate this information somehow and kind of come up with what the variables are, how to eliminate the variables, how to change the environment to kind of like be in a range to, if we could figure out what the fucking range is like, I think that'd be dope, right?
But and another thing you could also do is which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know, is once you start growing the flower itself, take a cutting, flip that cutting. That cutting will tell you if you're gonna have a female or a male.
Right.
So you won't have to waste all your time taking care of all the plants that you are growing that may be male. You
Yeah,
can
I
just
was I was wondering if that
take
would
them out
work
the
with
grow
that.
room.
I feel like it's kind of part of the hunt too, kind of part of the fun, like being with the Goonies.
Right. Hey,
Yeah,
you guys.
I'm all about the hunt. I love pheno hunting, man. That's one of the reasons that growing is so exciting to me, is like pheno hunting and going through the males and the females and stuff like that.
Definitely. I mean, I think that's part of the process. I mean, you don't want to take the fun out of it for real. It's part of the process.
Yeah, most definitely, but everybody's situation is different. And I think if, maybe by correlating information, if we could find out some new things, that'll also be interesting. I mean, I'm not against males at all, but I think it'd be cool to see, like, if I could do something directly in my garden that'll have an effect on my female to male ratio, my plants, that'd be fucking groundbreaking. You
And I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
feminized seeds are cool, man. But like some of the people on the panel said, you just got to keep your eye on them, man, because some will harm me on you. I mean, don't get a feminized seeds to any grower out there. Don't get a feminized seeds and think you don't have to keep your eye on it and everything's going to be good. No, because it will harm me on you if you don't pay attention. I done had some experience with Barney's Farm that I'm not happy about. I tell you that.
Especially if your environment's not perfect to begin with.
Yeah.
You got high temperatures, that causes problems.
Yeah, and I
Low
also find that
humidity.
regular seeds could stand up to that a little bit better than these feminized seeds as well.
That's what I heard too. That feminized seeds are more prone to having problems.
Yeah, it would make sense because they don't have both chromosomes, and I guess they come out of the gate a little bit special in a bad way, but they don't have the X and the Y chromosome like a regular seed would. So I think adaptation-wise, they're weaker out of the gate.
No, feminized seeds are caused from a Hermes in the first place, right? A plant Hermes, and then a female plant Hermes out, and then pollinates the rest of the female plants, which makes a Hermes seed, right? Like a feminized seed.
Yeah, it's from outside conditions inducing the plant to create a male flower in order to survive. So whether it's environmental or actually imposed by the breeder to spray it with colloidal silver to create male flowers. But yeah, I wish I could have the perfect environment. I don't think it's possible for me, but I definitely think environment influences your male to female ratio. I was looking in the chat, and there's definitely some differing opinions. Or Grown Budman says that he doesn't agree at all, but I don't know. I kindly disagree with him. You know, I think everybody needs to look at actual studies and data, and there needs to be more studies and data done so we can say definitively what the answer is. But I definitely think it's stress, because if you go into flower and you fuck up your light cycle, that stress induces a genetic reaction, whether it's good or bad. I don't know how y'all feel.
I'm feeling pretty good right about now, actually. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm sorry I'm so quiet, guys. I am in the Matrix today again.
Frosty's always in the Matrix.
I know. You follow me?
Frosty lives in the Matrix. What's up, guys? What's everybody smoking
That's
on?
all
It's the
good.
Trichome Life Grower Stream. I hope everybody's got trichomes they smoking on tonight.
I wish.
For cheers, anyways.
Frosty, no trichomes?
No, I'm just sipping. That's all. Climbing like sipping.
I got a question for the panel.
What's good, DC?
Any creative ideas of what to do with these big ass fan leaves when you pluck them? Man, I had a whole trash can full of them today, man.
Cure the best ones and make cannagars out of them.
I swear I threw a whole bag away, a whole trash bag away of leaves today, man. I felt bad about it.
You can braid them and make a head wreath. You know, it is that season. Make a wreath out of them.
It is that time of the season.
Yeah, I've made a couple of cannagars before out of fan leaves that came out pretty good. But other than that, I don't know, brother.
How much do you stuff in that cannagar?
About 5 or 6 grams.
Okay.
Yep. You can cure them up and save them for harvest. That's what I do. You know, I take a couple and veg, and then I'll cure them up, and then in harvest they'll be ready to roll up.
Hell yeah, the Hookers Organic boys might hop on here in a few.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was looking forward to them coming back again.
Yeah, he said he's feeling a little tired, but if he gets some energy, I know why he's tired. He just came and got his medicine today. That's why he's feeling tired.
Some of that Frosty medicine, huh?
Yeah, he came and got his meds today at Purple Cross.
Got the Hookers boys sleepy.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if I want to get on. I tried getting the other owner to get on. The third owner, he's just the money part, so he ain't gonna get on. But the other two, they might be getting on. I don't know if they're gonna show up or not, though.
Word. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat holding it down with all the information. I'm sorry I haven't been up in the chat too much. I just been kind of looking up some stuff on Google. But you know, shout outs to everybody holding it down with us right now. I think we got about 50 people in the chat. Much love to everybody. And
I'm trying to get High Roots up in here, man, but he can't. For some reason, the email ain't going through, and for some reason, won't let me post it in the chat neither.
Yeah, High Root, definitely make it happen, bro.
Working on it, bro. I'm trying, man.
I know. I got some other people in the other chat room. That's why we found this one.
So we kind of went over germination methods over the whole panel. We kind of went over, you know, all of our different ways of germination, and kind of touched on, our pre-veg cycles and how we kind of go about that. I mean, not pre-veg, but post germination. Kind of went over that, and we kind of touched on female to male ratios as far as environments and stuff like that. So why don't we kind of like shift gears a little bit and maybe talk about some pre-flowering prep, how what are some things that we do right before we're going into flower, and how do we prep our plants and stuff like that? Like, what's that kind of whole phase and process like for everybody?
Right on.
'Cause I know it's different for everybody. I know a lot of people like to do little tie down and scrogging and trellising or caging or
Lollipop.
lollipopping and all types of different pre-flowering preparations. So can't wait till it's legal. What's your pre-flower cycle like, bro?
You want to know how? So what do I do? Well,
Yeah.
all right.
Yep.
All right. So like right before flower, like I said, I do my 72 hours of darkness. Touch the defoliating or lollipopping as much as possible, because like I said, I don't like to after about the third week, I don't really touch them after the third week. If I got to do any LSTing, most of my LSTing or my cropping before I flip them into flower. But if there's like, if I want to try to keep my and if I see some that are just like taller than other, but they are females, then I will go ahead and crop those at that time. And then I hit them with that 72 hours. And then when I come out of the 72 hours, I go straight to the first feed. That's first day of flower. So that's pretty much how I do. I usually don't run a trellis. Pretty much, I guess you could call it a sea of green, or I just let them stand. But I did have to do on my last harvest, my last season, I had to I got some hemp rope, and I actually just tied it loosely around to keep them up, because the buds started, later on in flower, the buds were starting to fall. So I did that just to get a ahead of the game, so I didn't have to do too much to the plant once we're in flower.
Word.
That's basically how I do mine.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I can talk about mine. Yeah, really, I taught my plants once, and then once I get closer to flower, I lollipop them really, really hard. Like, my first layer of trellis is like at about 3 feet, and I lollipop almost all the way up to that, maybe like 3 nodes below, left under that, and then I spread them out, and then I don't lollipop again, besides like removing, a little bit here and there. But yeah, make sure I get the plants in the flower room, and I slowly decrease my light cycle. I do it. The last 2 rounds, I did it over like an hour a day. I slowly went down in my light cycle, so from 18.6 to 17, 16, 15, and so on, until I got to about the 12-12 cycle. And then, obviously I would be in flower then, but I taper it down, so then that way I found that I get it faster. Obviously I would be sorry, I think someone's coming in that way.
Somebody's mic echoing.
Yeah, but anyway, I get them taper down that light cycle, and that helps me get bigger flowers faster, I've noticed. Usually, along with a couple other things, little tweaks, but like as far as plant maintenance and light cycle, that's helped me get bigger flowers faster, was slowly tapering down that light cycle before I got into flowering. The plant would have more time to build up more of that hormone to flower, whereas like Can't Wait and You Monster, I think you guys do like a longer dark period, but it's kind of a way to taper it, and so it's not as hard on the plant, because then by that time it's built up, some more dark cycle, like a longer dark. but kind of a way to taper it so it's not as hard.
Yeah, I wanna kind of try that like taper down method and kind of compare it against like that hard shock 3-day darkness. Yeah, I wanna kind of try that like taper down method. Oh shit, we got an echo.
Echo, I think that's
That was
true.
me. I had to use my phone. My tablet's still stuck on verifying installation for plugins.
Who's that? Hi Root.
Can you hear me?
What's
Yeah.
up, brother?
What up, Pyroot?
Yeah,
What's
I
up,
had
brother?
to. I'm on my phone. My tablet's stuck on verifying installation of plugins, and I did that last week.
Fucking plugins. That's what's up.
I got a Surface Pro. I should have got an iPad.
Well, thanks for hopping in and making it happen for the Trichome Life Grower Stream, man. We appreciate you coming in and holding it down with us on the panel again this week, bro. Happy to have you in the panel again, man.
Yeah, for sure.
How's your week been? How's the garden?
Just been really busy, running around all over the place mostly. There's nothing flower room right now. Everything's going to go in there later tonight and tomorrow. And I just had a big-ass mental breath die on me, but it was my fault.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, well, I was transplanting a 10-gallon pot that was root bound into an 18-gallon sip, and I tore the roots doing it. But I was able to get a couple good cuts off of it before it died. But I have 2 other mendo breaths. It just pissed me off because the thing was huge. But it happens.
Yeah, that's not the strain to fucking just die.
I know. Well, it was my own fault. The roots got like ripped really bad. So, I mean, I thought it might bounce back because it was like just a little droopy on the tops for 3 days, and then it just gave up.
Word. Well, since you kind of popped in a little late, I do want to get your opinion on. I don't know if you were following along with the conversation.
Which one?
About kind of correlating like environmental differences with male to female ratios in seedlings. I don't know if you noticed anything with your experience.
The only thing I've seen forced males is higher heat or a dominant red spectrum. That's about it. I mean, you keep it cooler. I mean, some strains I've gotten more males than females, and I can't say why. It's just, it happens. The ones I've had most females with has pretty much just been Gage Green. Everything else has been 50-50 or mostly male. My Kona Sunsets, I had 16 seeds, 1 female, all male. My Strawberry Fields, 2 Hermes, 4 males, and the rest wouldn't sprout. So it is what it is, I guess. Genetics, breeding, whatever.
So, what's your take on like female to male ratio? Do you kind of think it's environmental or it's predetermined or?
It's environmental. I mean, not really. I mean, there's just a million factors. It's I mean, you can have environment, like if it's too hot, if the environment's not favorable, if there's any stress, that can induce a male. But a lot of this is anecdotal, so it's not really.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I have seen, I have forced males deliberately using UVL Red Sun T5s that it just puts out mostly a 630 nanometer spectrum or wavelength. And I've gotten all males by doing that deliberately. So I do see that.
That's interesting.
Was that 10 seeds or how many?
That was probably about 20 seeds.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that was my own breed. That was a Cheese OG, which was King Louis OG crossed with a Raspberry Cough. And it was a S1. It was a S1 King Louis seed too. So, but it turned out to be a male, and I just said fuck it and went for it. And it came out. I mean, I saw seeds of it. It actually came out pretty good. It's just horrible yielder. A G, that is. Yeah.
Damn, that's
cool.
cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely interesting about forcing male seeds. That's definitely interesting.
Yeah, I've done that. But I mean, I also keep, I don't care what I get which way because, I keep my males and then I flower them and choose the best one. And hopefully don't lose that one like I did with my Kona Sunset. That one just got fried by the heat during the summer outside.
Word. Well, I guess the consensus is kind of leaning on the environmental side of things. That's what it seems like to me. Wouldn't you guys think?
50-50.
What's
I'll
that?
check it out.
No, I was just saying. I think the from the panel's responses, it
That's the
seems like,
dead Mendobreast.
oh man, fuck.
Yeah, then the plant right next to it. Just fine. But I just transplanted that 3 days ago.
So what's your pre-flower prep, Pyro? What do you do to your plants before you get them ready to flower? What's that type of cycle like in your garden?
Nothing really. I just throw them into flower. I mean, I don't have to change the nutrients. I don't really change the spectrum because I'm using the same lights in veg as I do in flower for the most part. So the only difference really is they just get the 730 LED pontoons that lights out. So that's it. So because my Indigros, they have a LED pontoon where the 730 IR LEDs run off a battery that has a 5-minute charge. So when the lights turn off, the 730s kick in and they slowly dim off over 5 minutes, sending the plant into its phytochrome state. So you can do longer days, which I'm going to do some more longer days now that I have an empty room, because as I was doing perpetual in that room, I was keeping it at 12-12, but now I can go back to the 13-11.
Nice.
Yeah, but that but just let me say this. With that cycle, I do 12-12 for the first 2 weeks, 13-11, and back to 12-12 the last 2 weeks, mimicking end of summer, fall, and winter.
Hell yeah. And what differences have you seen, using that type of light cycle?
With the indigos, inductions, I've seen a longer flower time, but a much larger yield. So flowering time is extended anywhere from 7 days to 3 weeks. Another friend that I haven't talked to in a while, he goes by Captain Morgan on Rolled It Up. He runs LED cobs, and he does a 730 thing too, and he runs actually 13.5 hours on, 10.5 off. But he says his stuff finishes early, which I haven't seen it in person. That's just by online. So, and I kind of think he might be chopping a little early. He's, he's not after big trichome. Yeah, and he's not after the big trichome heads. So he doesn't really care. I mean, but that's his preference. He likes it that early. That's what he does.
Right. Word. So I guess we'll keep going down the line. I think Frosty? You want to go over your kind of pre-flowering prep, bro?
Yeah, my pre-flower prep of lollipopping a week before going into flower, and then they also get fed the flowering newts for a full 14 days. I'll slowly implement 1 jug at a time of what I'm going to be adding in for my flower additives, and I'll slowly add a jug here, a jug there until I got the full newt set up, and then get the full lineup for their last feeding. Then I'll flip them into flower. Yeah, but pretty much just a lollipop, and everybody's seen I overgrew my plants this last few times, so I've had to bend them into a scrog, and instead of letting them grow into it, I kind of had to force them into one, because they were about 7 foot tall, and my scrog was 3.5 foot tall.
Yeah, I remember that.
But now I'm back on track. I got a bunch of girls that are all waist high. I'm actually looking into building a new flower room, per se. I had some run-ins with some people today that has convinced me to build me a separate facility from where I have my stuff at right now. But other than that, that's about it for when I go into flower. You know, just make sure I prep the room, clean it down real good and stuff. But I'm gonna be hopping off of my perpetual harvesting to the every other month harvest. I like harvesting every month. Just I got too much stuff as a family man, so I'm gonna just be popping up every other month from now on. Since that harvest set the other half of it, I just it's popping off right now. But soon I'm gonna be having the mixed spectrum room going.
Yeah, definitely. The perpetual definitely keeps you busy. Keeps you busy for sure.
Yeah, it does.
What about you, Michiana? What's your pre-flower prep looking like, bro?
Well, we when our beans or clones come out first, they're under the T5s, and then we move them into the Mars Hydro all blue spectrum. That's our veg room, and they stay in there till pretty much. We don't hit the 2-month mark. I can tell you that. It's usually about 2.5 to 3 months when we start our next flower session per room. And we take the plants from veg and we put them in the flower room. Lights turn down to 600, and we still keep them on for 24 hours. All our veg is 24, so we move them into the flower room at 24, 600, and then I start about 2 hours a day or so. When I'm ready to flip them, they stay in there for at least a week, if not 2 weeks, in the flower room under 600 watts. I let them get used to the light, make sure everything's good, and then we start dropping the time from 24 hours down a couple hours a day or so till we reach 12:12. And I don't worry about the feeding schedule. I don't worry about giving them any kind of flower newts or worry about feeding them on the day we go into flower or anything like that. We don't give them any flower newts until they need water in flower already. So we're running either 7 or 10 gallon pots. So I mean we're watering like every 4 days, sometimes 5 days. So usually they don't get the first flower watering until almost the first weekend of flower, and that's when we start our flower regimen. Whenever the girls are ready.
Yeah, how long have you been running that taper down schedule? Have you been running it for your duration of growing, or is it just something you started recently?
It's something we've been doing for years now, and it's just I guess I never thought of anything different. It seemed like it worked. It's worked for us. It's worked for a lot of people, a lot of other growers that I know, and just something we adopted and we've been using for a while. It works good.
Yeah, I've been liking it too. So I definitely noticed the difference as far as bud formation early on. For me personally, that's why I was asking to see if you had maybe something to compare it to in the past.
In the past, years ago, we had problems with going right from veg right into flower. Maybe like the light shock or something. It didn't always do it, like even with the same strains. So like sometimes we'd throw our plants into flower right under 12:12 and get them rocking, and they would work perfectly. They would flow and they wouldn't be shocked at all, and they would grow like hell. And then sometimes when we flipped our room, it just seemed like it stunted them for a few days, like they were pissed off about changing everything all at one time, So we just started ramping it down one step at a time, and it seems to work perfectly. They never look like they're stressed or pissed off,
Yeah, I feel you on that, because when I veg under 100-watt LEDs, and then I flower under 600 LEDs or 600-watt LED, and I've noticed too a big difference. If I don't give them time to veg under that 600, it just burns the shit right out of them. I mean, literally, even if I keep it far away and everything.
Yeah, I think that's why we stepped up our bedroom to the higher watt LEDs. We run the 900 watt Mars Hydro all blue spectrum. So I feel like the transition is a better medium. Like the bedroom is a better medium between the T5s and the HPS lights. Instead of going from a real low wattage in your pre-veg, and then a real, a slightly low wattage in your veg, and then going right to a high wattage in flower, they don't like that at all.
Yeah, I attest to spite of that one for sure. Everybody's seen my last one on YouTube. I haven't been posting lately just because that's what's happened. It burned the sun canopy. I mean, just ridiculous. So that's why I'm going to be bumping up my my watts in my bedroom also.
I know that fixed a lot of problems for our entire grow, is making the veg room, you know, the pre-flower veg, a higher wattage, and getting them used to closer to the higher wattage as the HPS.
You know, I've never. I mean,
You
I've
were
seen
talking
this.
about, you know,
I've seen this. I've seen it outdoors, but I've never actually had a problem with that indoors. Like my pre-veg setup or my pre-flower setup is a 8 bulb T5, and then I go right from that to 1,000 watt high pressure sodiums, and they don't seem to be affected at all.
I think it depends on how close you keep your lights to the canopy too, and how much you know, micromoles or whatever they're actually intaking. If you keep the T5s up high, your plants will still veg. I mean, they'll still grow. They'll be a little lanky and stretchy, but they're not receiving as much light as if you keep the T5, you know, the T8s or T5s, whatever, right down on top of them. Like they're absorbing more energy all at once from the smaller bulbs.
Right. So what you're saying is if you keep your T5s closer, then you won't really see too much of an issue when you go directly to the 1,000 watt higher pressure sodium.
At least not as much, for sure.
Right. Got you. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Venom, I'm sorry, Medical Michiana, do you find that to be more than like, do you grow multiple strains that you have that problem with when that they don't like it when you just go straight to flower instead of doing it the way that you do it? Or is it pretty much the same strain?
No, it's definitely strain specific too, because we have a couple that never have a problem ever, no matter what lights we change to or what wattage we change to. And then we have other strains that are more susceptible to looking like they're stressed out, you know?
That makes sense as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Strain specific.
Yeah, my last season with the you know, the current round I have going, I noticed that there definitely was a shock transitioning over from environment and light, because my Gorilla Glue did okay. It did like all right transitioning over, but like my cookies, my peanut butter bread, they're all looking sad. Like they just needed time. It took them about a week to adapt because my bedroom is only 1,000 watt high pressure sodium, and my flower room is a 5,000 watt double ended flowering room, whereas my veg is only 1,000 watt, covering like an 8x2. Definitely a shock.
Before we actually started ramping down the hours in the flower, we put the plants out there, and I guess we didn't put them directly under the lights. Put the lights up as high as we could get them, and put the plants around the edge of the light, so it was a little less intense on them to begin with for the first couple of days, and that helps a lot too.
Word. What about you, DC? What's your pre-flowering cycle like, brother? DC Pharma? We still got you on the line, bro? we might have lost DC Pharma. Well, hopefully he pops back in.
I'm still on here.
Oh, word. There you go.
I'm sitting here running my mouth. Forgot I had the mute button on.
I do that shit all the time.
But yeah, nah, man. Don't do what I do, man, unless you got the space for it, man. You know, I just let mine veg out until I find out what the sex is. And by me running multiple strains, not every strain will tell you the sex at the same time. So my veg time is pretty much long. So you're gonna have some big plants. So when I start getting prepped for it, I defoliate, throw my trellis on top. This is once I figure out all my females. Throw the trellis net on top and flip them. I haven't had a problem at all, but when I'm vegging, I heard somebody speaking on the panel about the intensity of the light. As I'm vegging, I do change my intensity of my lights I grow with metal highlights and switch over to HPS, old school way. Still works. But I do change my temperatures up as they get older. So when I flip them into flower, they already could take that intensity of the light. So I don't have no problem at all.
Right.
Hell yeah.
So one thing I haven't heard anybody really mention is like any foliar sprays or integrated pest management, or how do you guys handle that? And before flowering.
Well, we should be speaking about foliar spray before we even get the flower.
Right.
It's an IPM, so
Pre-flower.
Yeah, so you know what I'm gonna say. Use method 1 or whatever that you use as an IPM from beginning to end, or to the second or third week of flower, or however you like to do it. But this is so important, man, because you don't want to grow and get to that beautiful point, and then you just see mites, you see PM, and you see everything that you could have avoided with the treatment of IPM. So it's like one of the most important things in gardening, I believe, because you don't want to get to that point to throw everything away.
Yeah, that's why I was waiting to hear some tips about that from the panel. Everybody went by it, didn't nobody mention no IPM, nothing.
Yeah,
so I'm curious on what's your take on that.
With me, man, it's method 1 PPS all day, man. I know a lot of people have they things that they use, but I've used this. I seen it work. It works, and man, I mean, I'm gonna rock with it until it don't work. But it's been working for me, man, and it's wonderful, man.
So we use method 1 over here too, and it works perfect, man. It works awesome. It gets rid of bugs that you already got and keeps bugs out.
Yeah, I run a sulfur burner on my lights off every other day. A commercial grade sulfur burner.
And is that something that you do in pre-flower?
That's for both. Like my bedroom, my flower room are connected other than the tent. My tent don't have nothing. Upstairs is where I always have my problem because I use 2 rooms, but 1 air conditioner and 1 air exchange outlet. So I got that dialed in. I just ran on my 1 year, a couple days ago. So, but yeah, I'm still working on that problem. But yeah, I've been running the commercial grade sulfur burner. It does like 20,000 square feet or something, 10,000 square feet. I've been running that on like every other day or every third day. I'll run it while my lights are off, and it seems to be doing pretty good at maintaining stuff so far. I mean, I haven't seen no PM popping back up or nothing. But I try not to spray if I don't have to.
Yeah, I use that. But since I've been hearing everybody talk about the method 1, I think I'm gonna give that a shot.
Yeah, it's worth it, man. We had some bugs. Must have been about a little over a year and a half ago. We got some mites, and we tried a bunch of different shit, and we tried getting the predator mites, and that stuff does work. It helps, but it doesn't get rid of the problem. We tried like Asmax, and we tried all kinds of bullshit that we didn't want to spray in our garden, We came across that method 1. We got a bottle of it, and it smells like Vicks, dude. Don't it? It smells like Vicks, like vapor rub. It stinks. It's real strong, but it works perfect, man. It eliminated every bug in the garden, and then we only sprayed like every few days for maybe like a week and a half to 2 weeks, and we haven't had a bug problem since.
So it works better than
eliminated a whole a 6,000 watt garden worth, and eradicated them all, and we've never had a bug again since then.
Man, they even use it outdoors, man. So it works, man.
So yeah, I seen it on Amazon for like $24 for a bottle of it on Amazon. So I think I'm gonna pick that up.
So you said it works better than the predator mites, huh?
Yeah, we ordered predator mites a couple of times, a couple of different occasions, and those do work. I mean, those help you keep shit under control. Well, I mean, once most of the mites are gone out of the garden, the predator mites die off. And if there's still mites and mite eggs, man, they come back. So you got to keep on top of that shit. And if you're too far in the flower, you fucked up. So you guys might as well just get the method 1 and kill the shit right from the get-go, because it's the way to go for real. If you guys haven't tried it, get it and try it. It's worth it.
And even if you are deep in the flower, the guy that made it says you could use it all the way through. I mean, I'm not going to do that, but he said it's safe to use all the way through. So if you're trying to save your garden, it's something to try.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, man, my experience, this dude don't pay me at all. He don't know me from a can of beans, man. But I'm telling you, man, this shit works, man. I don't know how he put it together, what he do, or whatever he did, but it's organic and it works.
Well, I hope it doesn't end up being like Pure Spray Green. That stuff killed mites instantly. It had the Omri listing. Everyone said it was organic. It was the best shit ever. And then they ended up getting banned from California because they lied about their ingredients, and because it was petroleum based. And those MCDS sheets are done by the company, not by the state. So
this product is mostly hemp based, hemp oil based.
Okay.
So you definitely don't have no problem with that.
I have good
money.
We spray all the way up to the second, even up into the 3rd week of flower, just in case. And once you get that far, I mean, 3 weeks, mites can't even. It's going to take after your plants are already treated. Your plants are already treated and anti-mite already. So the next 3 to 4 weeks in flower, you won't have a problem after that.
Mites don't like humidity either, so you can up your humidity and try and run cold air and high humidity.
Hell, y'all be digging that hoodie Monster be wearing now.
Nice hoodie.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I just priced to get some hoodies, and the ones I wanted, I just wanted to do a test hoodie, and they wanted me to buy 6 minimum for the brand shirt I wanted, or brand hoodie I wanted, and I was over it. I'm just gonna buy it myself and find someone else to make it for me, or to do the screen printing. But I want digital printing.
Yo, Monster, you muted.
Okay, that's him.
Am I muted? I'm unmuted again. No, I said the people that I fuck with, they're stoners, so they look out. So shout out to the people that print my clothes out.
What brand are you using?
The hoodies are Champion, the real good ones.
Okay. Have you tried Gildan?
I don't really like Gildan.
That's cool. My favorite one. They just seem more comfortable to me.
I know they got different styles. Like they got a really cheap one, and then they got like some other material that they got. But
oh yeah, you got to pay a little bit for them. At least for their shirts. I got a Gildan hoodie, but it's blank. But it's pretty comfortable. It's just a zipper hoodie, just a basic one. And I got some of theirs. For shirts, I like them the most though. And I seem to sweat less in a Gildan shirt too when I'm working in the garden. Outside.
Cheers, everybody. In my Florida mud.
Yeah.
Mason jar. And that's not soda.
Out there.
This is just iced tea. I'm not.
Shout out to the chat. I can't see how many people we got right now in here, but I know the chat's holding it
52.
Down.
We got 52
yeah,
left.
What's everybody smoking on? Put what you smoking on in the comments. I'm smoking on that dark helmet, the key lime cookies pheno. That's the one I'm smoking on right now.
Where's my damn camera?
I'm on that high tech.
This is a 45U, 45 micron bubble rosin.
Damn. Oh, I'm getting a whole bunch of bubble hash made tomorrow. I can't wait.
New toy. I got this for the Emerald Cup.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Works pretty good. They have other attachments that I should have got, but I didn't know when I got this that I should have got them.
Yeah, Hyrie, you've been making some good hash over there, man. I've been seeing your videos. You've been doing a good job. I'm not well versed in hash at all. I suck at it, but definitely something I need to get better at. You know what I mean? For sure.
It takes a lot of practice and trial and error. I mean, I still learn stuff on my own by accident, making hash or even growing, whatever. So, I mean, I originally learned you want more ice than water, and then one time I ran out of ice, but I had plenty of cold water, so I just ran that, and I had the best hash I ever had in my life. And the yield was a little smaller, but that's when I learned you really want to be more gentle.
So, how long would it take to like run a pound of material? Like,
just depends on your setup.
Right. So a washing machine, the bags.
With what I got, well, I mean, washing's like everything takes. If you don't have like a freeze dryer, everything takes about a week. So washing, I mean, you're for a pound. I could probably do a pound in about half a day, and then letting it dry, microplane would be the next day. Letting it dry a little bit, then freeze it, then microplane it would be the next day. Then after it dries, which that's all in your environment. I'm in the desert, so there's no humidity out here. So my hash dries in about 5 to 7 days. So, I mean, if you have more humidity, it's going to take longer. And then you sieve it and cure it. So, I mean, but just washing, yeah, it could take anywhere from 4 hours to a whole day, just depending on how much you have to wash.
Okay.
Hey, bro, is the harvest right freeze dryer is the only way to go as far as freeze drying?
As far as I know, yeah. They have a scientific one that you'd want to get. They have a bunch of different ones at Harvest Right. The scientific one's one you want.
Not the $3,500 one, the $7,900 one?
I think it's around $6,000. I think it's like $6,500 after everything, like warranty and everything and shipping.
Wow. So, wow.
Man, that sounds way more involved than when we make hash. We knock it out in a couple hours, and we got it dry, and we start smoking it the next day.
Well, you want it dry. You want it completely dry, zero moisture in your hash. So, I mean, just however long it takes to dry. A freeze dryer takes 24 hours. You could do a vacuum oven too. That takes about 24 hours. Cuban growers done that.
We just make the patties. We take the patties and toss them in the freezer till they're frozen. Pull them out in about an hour. Microplane them onto some cardboard.
Yeah, I mean, you can start dabbing right away. I mean, I do that too. But I mean, I'm not going to give it to anybody else until it's completely dry.
I leave it. We leave it open after that. We don't keep it shut for at least about a week or so. But
but I don't have a freeze dryer. But I've been playing around, leaving like a couple patties here and there in the freezer instead of just throwing them in the freezer for an hour or two. I've been leaving them in the freezer for 3, 4, 5 days at different rates, just to see if I can kind of get it. And I have a frost-free freezer too, so trying to get that freeze dryer tech and sort of in slow motion, so to speak. And it seems to be working because the last stuff I ran that was in there for 3 days, it ended up oxidizing while drying, but it was like it got hot. And the other stuff I left in the freezer for 5 days had a much lighter color and didn't oxidize. And leaving it in there for a lot longer, when you microplane it and you get that little nub at the end that just won't break down.
Right.
Well, leave it in the freezer for a few days. All that just straight crumbled. I didn't have that little nub. I had to throw it back in the freezer. So, and the flavor's still there. I mean, I haven't had them tested or anything. I mean, that's the next step. But it's just, kind of anecdotal experimenting.
That's fucking dope as shit. No, I'm seriously like thinking about starting a whole nother live stream just to talk hash on, bro. Swear to God.
Well, this is called Trichome Chasers, so I mean.
Yeah, but we could talk about hash for fucking hours, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I could listen. I can't talk. I could listen for hours. I really want to get everybody together and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Because all we have is what, hash church and shit, right? And
they don't even talk about hash ever.
Right.
Except for I got this from my buddy's extract company. It's really good. Go check them out. That's all I ever hear.
All right. I'm sorry I mentioned them. I'm sorry.
No. I won't go there. I wasn't trying to talk shit, but that's the only time they mention hash anymore. That's all I was saying.
So we definitely need a platform to talk hash then.
There's one guy. I'm gonna talk to him at the Cup. I want to see if he'll want to come on because Cuban Grower gave him a shout out on Hash Church a long time ago, and he makes awesome sift, awesome bubble hash.
We definitely
awesome
need
rosin.
a platform for all the guys willing to come and share the knowledge and talk hash and just raw hash at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking solventless hash.
Yeah, and I'm talking about Jedi Dry Sift. He's like makes some awesome sift.
I talked to those guys on Instagram.
Yeah, and there's their company's Resin Ranch, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna meet up with him at the Cup and talk to him a bit, and probably
we got mutual homies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's all organic too. So I mean, he's all about that. Like, some growers make awesome hash, awesome sift, but they're salt growers. Not to say anything about anybody, just a general statement.
I know everybody else is like, I do not know anything about hash. I do not fucking have anything to say.
I know if you
hash is what magic's made of.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing. I like hash.
Trichome.
I actually dropped the rest of my hash on the carpet yesterday, the rest of my Gorilla Glue hash. I was so pissed. And the rest of my 73 rosin. I couldn't find it, and it was just stuck in the carpet, and I actually had to cut it out and throw it away.
The fucking hairy dabber.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I like hash browns too.
Yeah.
Hash browns? Love them. Love them.
Just don't make them with sweet potatoes. It'll be the biggest regret of your life. Or the day.
Oh, that sounds good. Sweet potato hash browns.
It does not come out right. It never does.
Anything sweet potatoes.
I grow my own sweet potatoes. I make sweet potato fries. I make sweet mashed potatoes. But those.
Did you guys see the guy do the gravy dab?
Oh God! Yeah, that was disgusting. Dude, I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I was about to puke as he was hitting.
He looked like he was about to puke too.
I was about to puke just watching it.
The gravy dab. Haven't seen that one.
The dude mixed up a packet of gravy and put it in his bong and pulled a rip through it.
Oh, that was sick as hell.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's on Instagram, Monster. You have to look on Instagram for that.
You saw that, Titan?
Yeah, it was horrible.
What the
guy, he's like this skinny white guy, and he always has like the worst look on his face every time he takes a dab, like he's gonna die too.
That's the guy where they made. That's the same dude they made memes of him drooling.
The little skinny guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruh, I seen him with a fucking 50-gram slab trying to take a dab off of that shit and about to fucking kill himself.
It always pops up on those videos you may like on Instagram.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, there's a big screen of me taking a dab and coughing my ass off.
Well,
nice.
I'm glad they knew I wouldn't have liked to see the gravy dab.
You don't.
Did not pop up on my views you may like.
You don't. You do not want to see that. It's bad. I'd rather watch two girls in a cup, or whatever that one's called. Oh hell no!
Chat, what's going on?
I was being facetious. We got 52 back now.
What's going down? Take a little cyber toke. There may be some unfortunate souls out there without cannabis tonight, and I hope there's none in the chat tonight.
Yeah, well, I linked up with the Weed for Warriors project, and I'm going to be meeting some veterans here in Michigan. So if we got any people in the house that's going to have some trimmings left over in Michigan or anything, let me know, because I'm going to be making some butter and some coconut oil for some veterans in need.
Oh, word. Hell yeah, bro. Fucking hell yeah. That's what's up. Hey, we need to make a post about that, a little video or something to try to organize that shit.
Are you in the Cannabis Growers Alliance group? Did you post anything about that?
No, I'm in that group, but I didn't know anything about that.
I mean the veterans group.
Oh no,
I mean not the veterans group, but the Cannabis Growers Alliance. Because someone posted something and it just sounded like they're looking for handouts, so I deleted that post. But if it was you, my bad. You can post again.
Oh no, no. I met up with one of the through online. I met up with a guy from Cali from the group, and then he's put me in contact with some of the main guys around here that are associated with a lot of the veterans, and so I'm waiting to actually meet up with one of the chapter guys.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some good causes going on right now. I actually ran into a guy on Instagram this morning. He's doing a giveaway on his Instagram for the Standing Rock little situation that's going on out there in North Dakota. And
was that Soil Biota Guru? Wasn't he posting shit about that too?
He always posts about that.
Or reposting,
Soil Guru is definitely that man when it comes.
No, but I mean what you were talking about. I thought he might have reposted or posted the same thing you were talking about.
This guy is actually a glass blower. If you go on my Instagram, I reshared the post or whatever.
Oh, okay. I think I saw that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like Children's Cancer Awareness Week as well. So everybody's like sharing cartoons and like action figures and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really dope.
For awareness.
Damn it, Bob.
I remember doing that last year.
Yeah, so definitely people get involved, man. If you can't afford to, give anything away or whatever like that, just repost it on your page or whatever. Just support and, get the word out there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's always important, man. Always.
Hell yeah. It's only 1:16, bro. It's still early.
Yeah, we've been stringing since.
Oh yeah, you guys are over there.
Like 2.5 hours. Chat holding it down as always. Love you guys. I'm like on my third blunt right now. I think I'm about to take a dab. Like, why not?
Nice rig.
Thank you. That's my boy D-Mop Glass.
Flour or hash?
Oh, this is flour rosin, Gorilla Glue.
Okay. What temps do you push? Are you having to drop that at really low temps?
The Gorilla Glue I actually do at higher temperatures.
Really?
Because
Is it coming out sappy though?
Yeah, always. That's why I do it at higher temperatures, because it's sappy no matter what.
Well, I've dropped it to lower temperatures, trying to get down to like around 220, and it seems to do a much better job at coming out more shatter-like. But I don't know if that might affect.
I don't go higher than 230.
Okay. Well, I usually
230 is my top.
I usually do like 280, 300 on flowers, but I'm just rocking with a straightener and a grip. I don't have a rosin press per se, so I'm just using a 600-pound grip. I'll probably build one with a big.
Yeah, this is like 220 right here.
Yeah, I'll probably build one after I get more money after the holidays.
Yeah, his machine
that was like a 10-gram press.
Yeah, I want to get that 10-ton bake press and then get some low temp plates.
Yeah, we squished the hell out of some Keith. I went down there and see him, and man, we got. Wow, what was that monster? We had like a 7-gram press on that one. 7 grams of straight Keith.
Yeah, on that. Beautiful. I love that. I watch that video all the time, bro.
Green Jeans.
That shit came out so beautiful.
Green Jeans has a press he made out of. He's got one of those 12-ton H presses from Harbor Freight, and then he just got some aluminum plates and a PID off eBay, I think, and just built it all himself, put it together, machined it all, and he presses about 10 grams at a time. He just made a pre-press out of wood, and it works really well.
Yeah, I don't really like the pre-pressing though. I don't really like the pre-pressing.
I feel like I don't get shit if I don't pre-press.
I mean, I'll do like a hand press. Like I'll press it with my hand after I get my bags all loaded up and shit. I'll kind of like just squish it a little bit with my hand.
Well, I think if you're pressing 10 grams or at a time, you kind of want the pre-press. But if you're just pressing like a half gram or a gram or two, then you might your hand.
Yeah, see, fine. I haven't tried it with larger amounts. Like I want to get one of those them fucking Rosin Technologies pre-presses, because their plate sizes are the same size plates as on my press. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I don't like that company. I don't like that company either.
Why not? What's wrong with it?
I just don't like the owner. He owns Aqualab Technologies also. A friend of mine, he goes by Twitch Extracts out of Colorado. He bought, when they were selling, Rosin Technologies was selling their press for about $3,800 when they first came out. And my buddy's, his failed. He went away, turned it off, went away, and came back, and everything was still heating up. The plates were starting to melt because they were made out of some cheap shit. I forget what it was. It was like G10 epoxy or something like that. And and the wires were just like all over the place. And he even got a little burn on him, and other shit got burned on the press. And he contacted them over and over, and nothing happened for about 2 months. And then I posted a video. It's still on there on my Instagram of the press having problems and not, and after it was turned off, it kept heating up. It wouldn't stop. It wouldn't even stop at a cap. It just kept going. And I have a video of that on my Instagram way back when, probably still there. And then once I posted that, they finally got back to him. And like a month or two later, they finally gave him a refund. He said he either wanted his money back or a working press because he needed a press. And they just dicked him around for a while. And then anytime I bring it up on any social, anything on Instagram, on Roll It Up, when I was on there, Jeff would jump in and just attack the shit out of me. He's like, oh, the Better Business Bureau, they already cleared it and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, the file's still open. It's probably closed by now, but it was just problems with those guys. So I just
there's a healthy ass dab right there, boy.
So that's why I don't really like them.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And the shitty thing is, if he was a better guy, Aqualab Technologies is only an hour. Aqualab, they're only an hour away from me. So I can get all kinds of gear from them. And if it would actually be cheaper to ship it because the shipping's like $5 from me.
That was for everybody in the chat. What's up? Legal, what's up? Titan, y'all quiet. Y'all sleep.
Yeah, my leg. Wait, now.
Yeah, you woke me up, man.
I don't know anything about New Vape. I can't speak on them.
Yeah, you guys are talking hash. I don't know anything about hash. Don't expect any input from
me.
Right? I'll tell you how to run Open Blast BHO, but that's about it, man. I don't think anybody
I could talk a little bit. I hope my buddy, he's not doing it anymore because, they kind of, law enforcement kind of met up with him, if you know what I mean. And so he's not blasting anymore. But he got pretty good pretty fast, had a full lab, and I just helped him out with, a little bit, a couple days. So, I mean, I couldn't get too technical on the subject, though. But I know some stuff.
Yeah, just putting it out there, fuck 12s. I had to deal with them today.
I seen that on your fucking Instagram, hot boy.
Boy, he tried to pull. I left my house in my car. He pulled me over in the car. I get back, I get in my truck, and then I leave in my truck, and then he tried to pull me over in my truck. I'm like, man, you just got a hard on for me, don't you? Like, you want to pull me over in all my vehicles? I got to go home with a different one now? He was getting on my nerves today, bro.
Fucking it.
That's why I'm living in a small town. It's nice because there's only 2 cops, but it ain't good because they just don't play tic-tac-toe which one they going to pull you over in that day.
God, it sounds like Newport Beach. Does it take 12 of them to stop someone for jaywalking?
Oh yeah, man. They go ham. They pull out. They turn off the whole road. They be like, park your car down there. Park your car down here. They block the whole road off. They pull someone over. Man, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
they make it look like they actually busting somebody when they ain't doing shit, but just snooping around.
Yeah, it sounds like Newport Beach. I used to live out that way back in the day. I used to wonder, how do you not get stopped? How do you not get busted?
Right. It sucks. They all know what I do and shit. Like I've already done half.
Well, I had long dreadlocks back then though.
Yeah.
So they're always profiling.
Yeah, they don't like seeing a kid like me at all. They're like, man, look at him, look at me. I'm like, yeah, your ass ain't another 9 to 5, bro.
Yep.
So what's popping, guys?
Any questions? Anybody? Chat?
You guys think we should throw the link up? Maybe let someone hop on the panel, maybe? We got a few open spots.
I'm just laughing at how hard it was for me to get on the chat or on the group, whatever. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I feel you. I had the same problem. I think I started a different chat room with Missy or Medical John.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all about, man. I'd sent you all kind of.
Yeah, I was briefly in that one. I was looking on the forums, on the Google chat forums, trying to figure out why I couldn't get in.
Yep.
No one. Everyone just said uninstall Chrome and it'll work fine. I'm like, I did already.
I'm a text kind of guy. Everybody's like, I'm like text message.
It just sounds like I'm missing out over there, man. I've never tried rosin, dabs, any of that.
You ever tried some THC lean?
Nah, I just smoke flowers, man. I mean, I want to try it. I just haven't gotten to that point yet.
Man, steal your lady straightener and pop out some rosin. Only takes a couple minutes.
I'm gonna definitely hook up with my boy Soy by order, man, and we're gonna do something after this harvest, man.
Man, when the rosin thing first came out, I destroyed my old lady's straighteners, man. I thought I about broke my damn hand trying to make that shit.
What's the difference in the high?
So let me ask you guys, like, let me ask you guys, what do you guys think about like super cropping and fimming? Do you guys do much of that?
Oh yeah, I super crop all the time. It's more for canopy management though.
Yep.
I don't really like fimming just because your plant gets stalled out for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Not only that, but it seems like every time I try to film the plants, they get all retarded.
This time I filmed one of mine and I actually got 4 tops out of it. I got lucky this time, just on one of them though. But it was actually, the film was a film. It was accidental. I wasn't even trying to film it. Now I've been hearing people talk about mainlining. I'm not real familiar with mainlining, but I did my research. Any of you guys familiar with mainlining?
Yeah, I did it a bunch. It's really strain dependent. You want ones that veg kind of fast, but don't really branch out too much naturally. So you just get mostly colas, or you're going to be just cutting off a lot of growth. But it works really well with the right strain. I mean, Green Jeans has a few videos ways back of him doing some mainlining. In my older videos, I have some mainline plants. I had one 9-pound hammer a while ago. I mainlined a 16 tops in a 10-gallon, and I ran it under 150 watts. I don't really remember the yield, but it came out really good.
Yeah, I might think about trying that.
Yeah, I do like super cropping a lot. I used to. I guess I didn't really do it this round very much. Excuse me. But yeah, I use super cropping. Sorry, to even out my canopy.
Yeah, I had to do that a couple times with them 7-footers. I never thought 100 watts would grow a 7-foot tall monster, but it did. And I'll never let it happen again, ever. It was a cool experiment, but damn did it suck going into flower.
We got our huge ass mothers going into flower right now, 5 of them, and one of them's like, I don't know, About 5 foot tall, 5 foot wide. Probably I got to fit that thing under a scrog.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I prefer scrogging these days.
Yeah, my problem is always vegging them. And like, I've never got to veg in the scrog. I'm always growing something.
Yeah, that was me too. I would just overgrow it, then just kind of bend it when I throw it into flour.
Yeah. The skeletons I got from my last one, shit, one of the stalks is like almost 5.5, 6 foot still, and that was after I chopped all of the limbs and everything off of it. And that's coming out of the top of the dirt pot too. That's not counting the smart pot. But it wasn't bad. It was still not ideal, but I still pulled like 20 or 22 ounces or something like that.
That's cool.
That's not bad.
My bad, fellas. I had to step away real quick. I had to get my connection right. My bad. Everybody token up. Everybody token up.
Yeah, switching. I've been switching nails on my old dabber right here.
Yeah, somebody take a dab for me.
Yeah, most definitely was shit. I just took one for you, bro. That shit got me high as fuck right now. I'm about to jump in the chat. Do we have any questions from the chat or anything like that?
I didn't really see too many of them. A lot of the questions that were being asked, a lot of the chat room was pretty much answered them for them. I didn't really see.
I saw one earlier, and I don't remember what it was.
I mean, some people are like Keith King. He's asking about mushrooms. Found a store the other day. I did see mushrooms for you to grow in your garden, help with CO2 issues, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't see any other.
Yeah,
I don't really see any other questions.
I've done mushrooms in the garden before to increase CO2. It works. I've ordered them from fungi.com. Just got some portobellos. Yeah. And then once they were done, I just composted them. I've done it a couple times. I don't know. I always just lag out on it.
What, hey, Frosty, what, did you ever get in contact with Bryce and them tonight? Or?
Yeah, he is not messaging back. I think it's past his bedtime.
Word.
I'm not sure. I know he had a long day today because he helps another friend out in the garden, and I know he was transplanting all day long. So I know he's probably tired.
Venom Grower said he asked the question. What was your question, Venom Grower? How to get hair out of buds? Enjoy NC says how to get hair out of buds.
Tweezers and a microscope.
A lint roller.
Put a hairnet on before you go in your room.
Talk about cleaning trichome heads.
Cleaning trichome heads. All I'm doing is, after I drain the water and I pull the bag down and the screen is tightened up, and I just spray down the trichomes with RO water and get a little pressure to it, and that washes out any contaminants, particulates, and chlorophyll. And just gotta do that for about 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and it's all good. That's
Word, I just got an RO filter today, boy.
Yeah, I want one. But I'm fine with tap water in the grow room. But I use RO water for hash, and so I go fill up those jugs. But where I fill them up, that water has 0 ppms in it, so it's still good.
Well, I know it's off topic, but anybody that's interested in the THC lean, make sure you hit me up on Instagram. I had people asking me. I'll have a case in soon. So,
you're going to have to make some ice water hash. No, that wasn't a question. Can you do 24/7 or on off every 15 minutes or so? Whatever your timer does. Are you asking for like veg or like for a pump? That sounds like a pump thing. Blunt thumb.
Speaking of THC, Bluntman said the Titan's Breath was the first of 80 seeds to pop. Got quite a few of those. and Polyshore up so far. Surely more to come by tomorrow, THC Titan. Word, that's what's up, man. Fucking shout outs to fucking Blunt Thumb getting those Square One genetics popping. That's what's up. Are you uploading on YouTube,
When
Blunt
are
Thumb?
you doing dry sifting high root? My bad. As soon as I get some dry sift screens, I guess. It's cold enough to do it. Actually, I won't have any like more material to run probably till the end of January. So a couple months and I'll do some dry sift, unless I run somebody else's material. Which actually I might be doing that this weekend, so we'll see. Or next weekend. Or after the cup.
Hey, DC, somebody was wanting to know, DC, when were you going to do what is the question? It says, DC, when you going to have to make some ice water hash and rosin? Okay, you were just talking about that with him.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I'm definitely hook up with him afterward because I don't know much about it, but I definitely something I want to get into.
Yeah, Blunt Thumb said he's taken a few videos. And
Not a single panelist from the round table here showing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that.
We got enough left from our followers.
Blunt Thumb's uploading videos.
Took me a second to know what he meant by that. Okay.
Yeah, he said he's taking videos and he might upload them. So
okay,
that'd be cool. But yeah, that's good.
I'll take some. I'll be filming at the Emerald Cup.
Oh yeah, I'll be waiting for you to put that video up.
Yeah, I think everyone's gonna be posting Emerald Cup videos.
Venom said, I asked Monster how is he gonna cool his new space in the summer. I haven't really thought about that, bro, because I'm probably not gonna be in this location in the summertime. But if I do, I'll probably just grab fucking either some portables or put in a mini split. That's what I was thinking about, putting in a mini split. They got these mini splits where you could put in 2 head units and have one like outside unit or whatever. So I was thinking about getting one of those if I was here in the summertime, but more than likely I'm not going to be. So I'm just kind of really just worried about the winter time and getting all the cold air distributed throughout, all the different spaces that I need to without having to run air conditioning this winter. How many of you guys have done acid?
Who was on?
I'm sitting here trying to get a dab off my shit. It's not heating up. I'm like, it's broken, and I just realized the battery's dead. Needed to charge it.
And I'm definitely gonna do an update on the drip system. I don't know if you were listening earlier, Supreme G, but I pulled 3 males out of my flower room, so that kind of like messed up my whole configuration that I was gonna set up for the drip. So like instead of having 8 plants in there, now I only have 6. So I got to kind of like rethink it. I was gonna have 2 reservoirs and all of that, but I might just put them on 1 reservoir and fucking.
Catch you later, Vog Bloom. Can't wait to see you post the video, bro.
All right, bro. See you later, Veg Broom. Thanks for holding it down with us.
I've been waiting for him to post the video.
Hey, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and stab out of here, man. I want to thank the Trichome Chasers for having me again on here tonight.
Most definitely, DC. Anytime, bro. Anytime, bro.
Shout out to all the growers, man. Till next time, y'all.
Most definitely. Enjoy the night, bro. Thanks for coming on, man.
Take it easy.
Thanks for being.
Take it easy, man.
Would dimming down your lights towards the end of flowering help? Help.
No, if you dim down your light source, plants will just think it's dying sooner, so it'll just make it finish faster. That's all it will do.
Yeah, for me, I started doing that like 2 grows ago, and I noticed that the intense light wasn't really needed for them to mature. You know what I mean? I could get it down to 600 on all my lights, and it wouldn't be a problem. It still matured at the same rate, and it saved me a little bit of money in my pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely.
What's up, man? Food.
Mine's fool, what's happening, brother?
Hey,
Missing you
King want to
on
know.
the panel, bro.
Titan, what's your
Work.
cross with Brisker OG? Someone's asking.
I put Talo OG across with peanut butter breast.
Okay, there you go, Mr. Ground, Mr. C.
Word. Well,
Hey,
I
King
actually
wanted
got
to
that
know.
wrong. I told my homie it was fucking SFV.
Hey, Keith
My bad.
want to know with dry sift, can you use bubble bag and shake for Keith?
Yes, you can. I was talking about that in the last Trichome Chasers. You just get a metal bowl that'll fit perfectly on the inside of your bubble bag, to where the screen will be the same size as the opening as the bowl, and you just put it on the inside and just rub your material over the screen. I'll grab mine real quick and show you.
Let me get some elevator music.
Elevator music. Elevator music. I was just looking
There
through
he
the
is.
chat.
What's going on, man?
Man, fool, what's good, brother?
Nothing, just chilling. I'm at work, guys. Sorry I wasn't able to jump in the stream. I just wanted to.
Nah, it's all good. You're here now, bro. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah, I wanted to shout out everybody on the panel. I was trying to get it in and watch a little bit while I was hustling. But, shout out to the chat for all you guys holding it down for Trichome Chaser love, guys.
Hell yeah, thank you, man. Shout out to you for fucking coming through while you at work, bro. That's real shit, man. I appreciate that, man.
Hell yeah, that's the love.
Yeah, bro, I'm always trying to get it in. I gotta be cool,
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I got to roll out. I just wanted to give you all a shout out, let you know I'm peeping game, but I got
much love, bro.
Thing, man.
Cool, man. See you, man. So.
Much love, man,
man.
fool.
So take it easy, bro.
Man. Trichome Chasers, guys. Keep holding it down.
In full effect.
Later.
Shout outs to Man's
Later.
Food
All right,
for
later,
popping in from at work, man. That's real shit, man.
Later, Mansfu.
Dedication.
All right.
Hey,
All right, back to the.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Back to the dry sift with the bubble bags. Got this metal bowl here. Here's a bubble bag. Put it inside the bag. Frenchie does this shit too, but he uses a different brand. Material here and just sift it through. You're good to go. And then just card it up. And that's it.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
That's what's up.
No drum though.
Yeah.
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah, multi-use bag.
I do that with dry material sometimes, and I just sift it through this 160 bag and then just rosin it afterwards.
Okay, so I've got a question about bags. And I already kind of have my own opinion built up, but I'm definitely curious to other people who are more experienced than me on their opinion. So as far as it comes to bags, because there's a wide range of different bags available. There's, bags all the way from fucking $30 all the way up to $400. So what kind of differences are you going to see in different bags?
Well, with the cheap ones that are like $40, I've ran those at friends' places with their bags, and what I have seen is the micron sizes they never seem to be what they say they are.
Gotcha.
And the material they're made out of tends to flake off into the hash too. So you're sitting there picking out, whatever cheap ass vinyl they're using out of the hash. And the last ones we did, or I used, was a buddy's, and they were the name of whatever hydro shop he bought them at, and that was the brand of the bags. And they did that, they flaked off. And the bags were like bigger than the bucket, so when you try and like stretch out the screen to, pull water out of the hash, it wouldn't do that. It wouldn't get it on the screen, and I didn't like that. It was a pain in the ass. So, and then there's
Gotcha.
those iPower ones where I've seen that you can get on Amazon for $40. I've seen those do the exact same thing. The payload ones I've never used. I know Green Jeans had those. He used them for a while, but you know, he's never got serious into hash. He just did the basic shit we all did back in the day, just mixing it by hand.
What do you guys use?
And
High Root and Michiana. What do you guys use?
currently, I'm using bubble bags, like the brand Bubble Bags, and which is Bubble Man's brand.
Gotcha.
But
What about you?
I would, like
you,
we
Michiana?
talked about last week, I want to get those ice extract bags.
Yeah, definitely. I want to pick up a set of those Bugatti bags. What brand of bags are you using, Michiana?
We're just using some cheap off-brand, and yeah, the definitely the vinyl on the cheaper bags. The vinyl like comes apart on the inside after so many uses. The starts to peel, like rip and peel, and come off into your wash, into that bag. So higher quality bags are definitely worth the money in the long run. If you can't afford them, a cheap set of bags will make you some nice hash, but you won't be able to use them as many times as you will the higher quality bags before they start getting destroyed and coming apart.
Yeah, like this particular bubble bag's from 2003. It was a 13-year-old bubble bag, and it still works good.
Do you think you could pull a run of 6-star out of a $40 bag set, like, you know, your first run with the bags?
If the microns are right.
Yeah, right. Like if the bottom micron, even if it's not technically exactly the right micron number, you're still gonna be able to sift out the trichomes to a certain size, you know, and make some good hash as long as you prepare it correctly and you don't beat the shit out of it when you're mixing it up. You gotta be real gentle.
Yeah.
So
and if your goal is to make rosin, then you can just pull whatever and then squish it, you know.
Well, I mean, I definitely would like to make some good full melt, you know, hopefully 5-6-star type shit. I mean, I definitely don't have a fucking freeze dryer and shit, so I know that's a big crucial step in making that good.
Well, you can get a wine cooler fridge for that part. It'll take longer. It'll take about a week to 2 weeks for it to dry completely, but it'll keep it at that cold state that you want it. Or like your winters, you know, if your room's cold, just, you know, you could do it on shelves like the kind they use in donut shops.
Word. I was watching a video from Frenchie Cannoli, and he was talking about the whole drying process, and I noticed he never uses, well, he just started using a freeze dryer as of recently.
Yeah. Well, he had a dedicated room for drying. He has a couple of videos on YouTube.
But his consistency is also different than the consistency that, you know, is so popular right now.
He doesn't microplane at all. He just chops it up into smaller pieces, dries it out, and then presses it. And then he cures it for about, 6 months before he even smokes it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Last time I saw Frenchie, he had some hash that had been aged for like 4 years, and it was amazing. Yeah, I got to smoke it. And me and Frenchie have a mutual friend who goes by Mohican on Roll It Up, but he's not on Instagram. And through him, I've gotten a bunch of Frenchie's hash, and it's always bomb. And it just looks like this, just your regular dry whatever hash, like tar hash, but you know what I mean, like the dark shit. And but then you smoke it, it's full melt, tastes really good,
Wow, that's insane to have some I seen that picture of the fucking 11-year-old fucking bubble man had. That shit looked crazy with that red tinge to it. That shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pro Grow. He just stepped in the chat. Shout out to Pro Grow. What's happening, brother?
If I'm not mistaken, I seen a video on YouTube about curing of hash. I think it was like in either in Afghanistan or Pakistan. I believe they buried in dirt. Some of the longest time they've let that stuff sit, it's been like 10 years. Buried.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, they bury it just to keep it cold.
and it's like they when they did that, they said that was used to be like the really some of the best hash. You know, that was like really sought for after hash. And then same method that they were doing it in.
Yeah, they would sieve hash when they'd make it. They'd sieve it through like silk scarves, or other material similar, and just use a single sieve and just rub that shit together with their hands and press it with their hands and bury it.
That's crazy. We're smoking all our hash before 10 years is up.
Yeah, that's like up in Nepal. That's like up in Nepal and shit. But they'd have fields, so I mean, they turn everything into hash. So I mean, they'd have all these clay jars, like a couple feet tall, just filled with keef hash or whatever, and they'd have tons. It's a very interesting video. So it's like no thing to those people, I mean, to them, it's worthless to them. They sell it to other people at like the cheapest price if they sell it, and those people take it over into Europe and sell it, for a high price.
How much does Frenchie's hash go for?
I don't know, but I think he's going to have some at the Cup because he put out a picture on Instagram with tons of it. I've never bought his hash ever. I've just smoked it. I've been gifted it, and he gives dabs out to everybody if he's at the Cup, and then I've been gifted it through my other friend. But I've never paid for his hash, so I have really no idea. I would imagine, anywhere between 50 to 100 a gram.
I've seen some 6-star full melt out here in Michigan go for like 115.
Yeah, I see it go. The clubs out here that have everything, the BHO goes for like 30, 40 a gram. The pressed hash goes for like 30 a gram, and then like the ice wax and rosin goes from anywhere from 60 to 100 a gram. It's just funny how it completely reversed. Just a few years ago, like BHO was like 80 a gram in the shops.
Well, I mean, I guess you probably got a lot of big companies investing a lot of money in the BHO and making it, so much more widely available. And solventless hash is becoming now like a fucking art, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it is. And there's more work to it because I mean, with BHO you can blast a lot more quantity at a time than we can wash. Even with
it's
20
more
gallon
mechanical.
washer. Yeah, but BHO makers, or not even just BHO, whatever, CO2 or what is it? Or using terpene extracts, what's the name, Horatio? I think he blasts with limonene, over-the-counter limonene. They have a lot larger overhead. I mean, my buddy was doing it. He said it basically cost him about $300 a pound to blast. But he was distilling the butane, running it through a closed-loop system, all that stuff. He had dry ice chambers, everything, vacuum ovens, including labor and labor, overhead, everything. He would charge the company he was working for $300 a pound.
Yeah, Soil Grown said there needs to be more videos about making ice water extracts, and I think that's that's definitely why I'm trying to start this like solventless soldier series. Like that's what it's about. It's it's a collaborative like thing. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can like all come together and just share the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And just promote fucking solventless, bro. Like that's what it's about.
I mean, we could probably talk more about it than do tutorials because there's only so much we can show, in a tutorial. But, and I'm not talking about hiding anything. Just, I pretty much showed everything I, can show anybody just with making ice water hash. I mean, there's other steps, pressing the rosin or curing, all that stuff.
Well, I think even, you're definitely right, bro. But I think even just like, it would be fucking dope as fuck, bro, if somebody who runs ice water extract like every day to do like a fucking vlog, bro, and to show the differences in between the strains and how they handle that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I know it's like fucking trade secrets and shit like that. I know people.
Well, I don't mean about the trade secrets. There's only so much I can show. I mean, just once you've shown everything you can show, that's like it. That was my point. Yeah. I mean, unless you learn something new yourself, you know.
Yeah, you know, I think.
No, but no, I feel you on that. That's cool.
Especially for me, from my perspective, like, you know, I will be learning something new every day because.
Yeah, I mean, because different, just like rosin, you know, there's you know, you can wash some strains more often or be a little rougher to them than other strains. You can wash, like, you know, like Gorilla Glue, for example. It's a lot greasier strain. So, I mean.
And then and then having macro photography to show the trichomes and, you know what I'm saying? Fucking like really break that shit down, bro. Because we do it with growing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all types of fucking channels. Like there's people who are super, super technical, like sub LBC, and then there's people who are not, like me, and you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. Well, I'd say like when I'm like washing hash, something that's not so greasy, I'm done in like 4 washes. Where like Gorilla Glue is really greasy strain, so I could keep going 8, 9 washes. Cause only a little bit comes out at a time because it just doesn't get through. It doesn't break off.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Don't break off as much.
See,
so, washing Gorilla Glue is a lot more work than in washing some, you know, OG.
From a new hash maker's perspective, like that might be some fucking failure type of shit. Like if you wash your Gorilla Glue and you get like a little bit, you're like, damn, this shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? Instead of knowing like, oh fuck, well, I gotta wash this shit 8 times to receive. You know what I'm saying? To get everything out of it. You feel me? Like
with any strain with me, or even if I'm running my own or somebody else's, I just keep washing till either it starts green in the hash or out. So to make it worth my work.
Hell yeah.
So you just that's what you got to do. You just got to keep going. Like you get 4 good washes, and they're all roughly the same size, you know. And then you wash one more time just to see what comes out, and if it's still coming out the same, keep washing until you're getting less or it's getting green. And pre-rinse your hash too. I think I said that before, but to get any particulates out.
So what, like?
Because all you do is that. Or not pre-rinse the hash, but pre-rinse the material is what I meant.
So what kind of hash has you know, like everybody smoked? What's everybody's like, you know, hash has everybody smoked solventless bubble hash or BHO, or you know what I'm saying?
Well, I know a lot of people that like BHO and they think regular hash is just garbage in comparison until they actually get to try some full melt.
No, I mean I'm like asking the panel as a consent. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to. Nah, you're good, bro. I was just trying to see what was everybody's take on, you know what I'm saying? Like their type of hash that they smoke.
Oh, okay. I thought you just meant other people in general that come across.
I've never smoked really any hash. I've never taken
I've never had hash.
Nothing.
What?
I can't help you with that one, man.
Well, come out.
What the
come out to California or go to Michigan.
He said, "What the fuck?"
No, I have access to it. Everything, you know, whatever I want. I like flowers so much. I guess I'm old school in that sense, but I like the way they look. I like the way they smell. I like the way they feel. I like burning them. You know what I mean? I like flowers. I don't know.
I do too.
Really,
I love my hash dabs.
Yeah, I don't need that. You know what I mean? That's not my style. You know what I mean? It's like drinking a 12-pack all at once. I'm not about to do that shit. You know, I'll take my time.
Nah, bro. I swear to God, like fucking, when I moved to California in 2012, the homies who I was out there with, they are BHO heads, bro. Like they wake up and they dab and shit, and I'm like, bro, I'm cool. Just make sure I got some flowers around and I'm good. But when I fucking ran into this solventless hash, bro, when I took my first dab of some full melt, that flavor stayed in my mouth all day. You know that flavor when you smoke flowers, you smoke some good some good, you know, shit, and it just, bro, that flavor, it just stays in your mouth all fucking day.
Yeah.
When the solvent is hashed, like ice wax, it tastes more like the flour than the rosin or the
Hell yeah it
DHO.
does. Hell yeah it does, bro.
But
It's like
but it's a more intensified flavor of the flour, or concentrated flavor.
Titan, take some of that peanut butter breath, bro. Take your girl's hair straightener and make some fucking rosin, dog.
Right.
Dude, I bought a hair straightener just for making rosin. I tried it
Okay.
once with the Gorilla Glue and I quit.
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Why? What happened?
Too sticky, man. It was too
Yeah,
like sappy.
you
I hate
got
that
it.
texture, man.
You got it too hot. That was the deal. You got to
Yeah, I had it on the lowest setting,
Yeah, you got to
and I
do.
let it sit. I turned it off and let it sit, and then I pressed. I did like the Farmer Joe Parker. I bought the same hair straightener he had too.
Just get it around 220, below 240 at least, and just press it for like 8 seconds. And that's it. With the straightener, if you're using your body weight or a clamp, whatever, just do it for like 8 seconds, no longer.
You gotta ask my girl, bro. When the first time I tried fucking rosin, bro, I did it with Gorilla Glue. Same thing. I took her hair straightener, fucking had some parchment, fucking, bro. I swear to God, I dabbed that shit.
You broke it, didn't you?
No, I didn't break it. Hell no, she'd have whipped my ass, bro. Nah, I treated her
broke
shit
two of
good.
them.
But nah, I made that shit and dabbed it though, bro. I fucking screamed out loud. Like how fucking good that shit tastes, bro. I could not fucking believe it.
Wow.
How I was like, I was turned out. I was turned out. And from
Hell no,
then
you
I
got
just
turned
been
out. Oh, that's some bullshit.
hell yeah, that rosin, that Gorilla Glue rosin, that shit turned me out, bro. All the way.
I got a funny story. I got a funny about the first time we saw rosin.
Hey,
It's like pure stupidity. First time I ever saw rosin, it was Barry's Bubble. He was making it on his Instagram. It was before I ever heard of soil grown. And he was just pushing it with he did a joke little video where he was doing it with a stapler, you know, and then the rosin would come out. And my buddy went and grabbed a stapler and tried to make rosin with a stapler.
Wow.
And you know, it was just a little trick photography. He switched out the stapler for the straightener, and rosin was coming out. It was just a joke video, and nothing was happening. And then I'm like, well, whatever, it's a joke, it's fake. And then we figured out about rosin.
way that you can make isn't that a way by making a rosin before? Can't you use that to make the moon rocks too as well?
Yeah, you can use rosin to make moon rock.
Rosin, roll your flour in it, then roll it in.
I would just say probably just press out a really thin patty, let it dry for a few days, and wrap your weed in it. It'll be a lot easier to do it that way, and then just dunk it in keef or dry sift or whatever.
Okay.
I do some shit that I call moonanites, where I take the rosin and I dip it in ice wax. Just pick some up off the dabber, then dip it in ice wax, and I call it moonanites.
Yeah, it's all kind of crazy shit, man.
That's an Aqua Teen Hunger Force reference. But, yeah.
I've seen some fucking crazy ass shit, bro. I seen this top shelf nug fucking wrapped in rosin and then wrapped in like 99% dry sift heads, bro. That shit look crazy, bro. Like that's the kind of shit that I want to make. Like that craft cannabis shit. You know what I'm saying? The shit that comes in the little jars with the cork top on it and shit. That shit is just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. For me, dry sift's kind of hard because out here it's 90 plus degrees 9 months out of the year, or 120 degrees here. So unless I have a dedicated 50-degree room, I can't make it year round. I can only make it in the wintertime.
Man, I know y'all screaming about that rosin, bro, but I hit that moon rock, bro. Woo!
Corrupt's got,
Just made, a buddy of mine made some, man. I mean, it was just, the world could have been falling apart, man. I would have never known that shit.
I don't like mixing hash and flowers. I think it just. I don't like mixing hash and flowers. I think it kind of kills the flavor of the hash, the flavor of the flour.
You said you don't like mixing hash and flour?
Yeah, I mean, like in the same bowl or same whatever, you know.
Yeah, the hash definitely overpowers it, but the point of the mixing it is just to really just increase that THC percentage all the way through the roof. That's the point of that.
I like
I'm flavor first. Like if I don't like the way something tastes, I'm not going to get high off it. I know it's all placebo, but that's just how my mind works.
Oh, you got like the modulators and shit.
Yeah, I mean it could be. I mean it might still get me high if it's really strong, but I'm not going to enjoy it because if it tastes like shit, you know. Just like eating some shitty food, you know. You eat some really good food, it's like the same shit, but then you go eat, you know. You go eat some fucking like 3-day-old whatever, it's gonna taste like shit. You're not gonna like it, but you're gonna eat it. Yeah, but you're gonna eat it just because you're hungry.
Yeah, eat chicken that tastes like chicken shit. Yeah, that's some real shit there.
Yeah, exactly.
Motherfucking Pro-Grow is tripping out in the chat. This dude say, I like to put cocaine on the top of my flour, dude. He tripping. This
Fuck
dude is
that. Fuck
stupid,
that.
I think that's called a primo, ain't it?
Yeah, it gets you all stamped.
Back in the day,
yeah, that shit gets you all stamped. Fuck that. I mean, I've done the shrooms on top of a bowl like when I was a kid, but that was just, no, that gave me butterflies.
Purple Haze asked a long time ago, has anybody did acid?
No, man.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't never did acid.
I will neither deny nor confirm that.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with the no. We're gonna roll with the no comment right there.
I just didn't want homie to feel like I was avoiding his question.
Yeah, no, yeah. I never hung out with aliens in a river before. Never.
I asked Purple Haze. I tried. Purple Haze, I tried, bro.
DC, we're on the same boat, brother.
I never get caught walking butt naked with some flip flops on. Nah.
But I'm gonna have to hop up out of here, guys. My phone's on the charger and it keeps dying, so it looks like I'm buying another phone tomorrow.
Damn it,
Frosty. Go get a new charger. Home Depot's got them cheap.
Oh man, I've tried 3 different chargers while we've been streaming. It's dying while it's plugged in. It's fucked up. This is my like 4th iPhone in the past I don't even know. I'm done with iPhone.
Go
back to Android.
Get a Samsung Galaxy. Don't get the Note, just get the Galaxy. That's what I have. It's great.
Is it good for pictures and film?
I'm on it right now.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, it's got a really great camera, and if you get a good case, only the screen will break if you drop it from 2 floors up and it bounces off a flight of stairs while you're trying to take a picture of the moon.
Yeah, that's my problem. The screens don't last with me, man.
No, mine literally. When that moon was huge, like last week or 2 weeks ago, I dropped my phone. It slipped out of my hands, went flying through the air, landed on halfway down a flight of stairs, bounced off the stairs, flew over, landed screen down on a sidewalk, and just screen.
Nice.
And it still works just fine. And I'm on that same screen right now. Almost 2 years old.
But all right, well, peace out, everybody. I'll see you on the next stream. Like I said, if anybody wants to
all right, Frosty, take it easy, bro.
All right, Frosty. In my Frosted Flakes signing out.
Yeah, blaze out, y'all. See it.
Everybody sub up.
Later,
Cocoa Puffs, fuck that. No,
yeah,
never do Cocoa Puffs. No Cocoa Bravas up in here.
Yeah, we've been rocking for like, what, 3 hours or some crazy shit?
Here, I'll do another thumbs up. There we go.
Shout out to the chat for holding it down always, man, showing us love. 71 thumbs ups. That's crazy. That's what's up.
73 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
The panelists, couple panelists, remember to hit thumbs up.
Much love to everybody out there coming through the Trichome Life Grower stream. This is number 8, y'all. We're going to keep this rocking every Saturday night. 8 o'clock Pacific time, 11 o'clock Eastern time. what is that? 9 o'clock Mountain Time. So make sure that you're here every Saturday, because we will, and we're gonna be on that Trichome Life every day. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I think we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yeah, thanks for coming through, everybody. See ya.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on again. Hopefully I
Live stream that
won't
we
have
do,
as much trouble
man. I
next
mean, we
time.
really, I think we good interaction with that with the people in the are really like
Is
a
he
lot of
cutting out? Or is that
different,
just me?
really like growers on here that can really
Yeah, you're cutting out.
on here that can really get into that advanced talking about advanced growing. I'm not. If I sit back, man, I don't say no. I'm pad out. It's really good. To see you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for the chat for tuning in.
Yes, sir. Much love. Keep living that Trichome life.
Trying to. So, all right. Peace out.
Later.
Later.